see if anyone's gonna hop on and hang out. If not, just be doing some reading and shit. Do 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 do. So how is the day going for everybody? Let's see if I can get Pat. Oh, Patrick's up. He's out of submission. It says. Hold on. Where is messages now? No. Or no. Man, I do this on my phone. I can find it easy. Oh, it's right. Right going up here for. Let's watch what he sent me the one day. Bernie versus Claude.
Claude, this is Senator Bernie Sanders. I have been taking a hard look at how AI impacts American society in terms of economics and job loss, in terms of the mental health of our kids, in terms of what it will do to the political process. What I want to talk to you about is another issue, and that is the impact of AI on privacy. I want to know, among other things, just how much of the information that AI collects
All of it.
is being used, and what would surprise the American people in terms of knowing how that information is collected.
Yeah, that's the thing that would probably shock most Americans. Companies are collecting data from everywhere. Your browsing history, your location, what you buy, what you search for, even how long you pause on a web page. Then they're feeding all of that into AI systems that create incredibly detailed profiles about you.
Yep.
What would surprise people is how little they actually consented to and how little they understand about it. Most people click agree on terms of service without reading them, and they have no idea that their data is being combined with thousands of other data points to build a picture of who they are.
I suppose this is why you have the auras and the NordVPNs and shit. So hopefully it stops this shit from being sold to other companies.
And then that AI uses those profiles to decide what ads you see, what prices you're shown, even what information gets prioritized in your social media feed. It's all happening in the background, invisible and largely unregulated.
Yep.
I think most Americans will know the answer to this, but why is all of this information being collected? What's the goal here?
For money. For
Money, Senator.
money.
It's fundamentally about profit. Companies collect all this data because AI allows them to turn it into
Even
valuable
AI,
insights.
Claude
They can
is
predict what
doing
you'll
it.
buy, target you with ads that are more likely to work, charge different prices to different people based on what they know about you. Advertisers pay premium prices for access to these detailed profiles because they're incredibly effective at manipulating consumer behavior. And it's not just about selling you stuff either. Political campaigns use the same AI and data to figure out how to persuade you, which messages will work on you specifically.
Yep.
Data brokers buy and sell information.
And the same thought process goes with your politics. Like, this is where the echo chambers and this shit come in, because if you search something one time, guess what? You're going to be there forever. And it's hard to get out of your echo chambers.
About millions of Americans without their knowledge. The bottom
Hello.
line is that your attention, your behavior,
Hello.
your choice.
I just heard you trail off and cough like you were Darth Vader, and I thought you just died on stream.
Oh, no, that was just me taking my big hit, baby.
Yeah, fair enough.
No, I'm just watching.
Again.
I was just watching. Bernie interviewed Claude, the AI thing, and was asking him questions like, how do you get all your information? Who is the go to? What's the for? Kind of shit. So it's kind of funny. Basically, the AI said exactly what I already said. It was like, because he asked me, he's like, why are you? What are you doing with all this information you're collecting and stuff? And it's like, for money mostly, like to target ads and shit. It's like, oh wow, exactly what we already kind of knew.
Sorry, who was interviewing who here? Was Bernie being interviewed by the AI?
No, Bernie's interviewing the AI, the Claude AI thing.
Please tell me he was just typing this silently on a live stream.
No, he fucking
Hilarious.
they put a tripod looking thing, whatever, a boom arm in front of him with the phone, and he's just asking Claude random questions, about like.
Okay.
And then Claude writes it, says it, and he's kind of writing down what is fucking saying and shit. I don't know. My buddy sent me this clip, and I was like, oh shit.
That's fucking great. I was hoping he would just be like silently typing on stream, like what's his like the dad from Coraline, and then talking on occasion.
That's funny, right? Coraline.
Yeah, the fucking dude with the most horrendous posture you've ever seen.
I know.
But,
My fucking kid loves that movie. Well, actually, we read the books, and now she likes the books too. But it's a good movie.
you
I
know, it's
like it.
funny. I've never actually seen it. I have no idea what it's about. I'll watch it at some point. I just know it via osmosis.
It's kind of like a term. You know who Tim Burton is, right?
I know who Tim Burton is. Yeah,
Yeah,
of
it's
course.
kind of like that kind of movie where it's really like, for especially kids, it's kind of like a very dark movie, but it's really like entertaining and good, I guess. You know, like basically, it's kind of like the girl moves into a new place and meets a new friend, and then they go through like the whole like magical world and shit like that.
Don't you get like yelled at by a radioactive guy who like survived Chernobyl or something?
I wouldn't say he's radioactive. Just when he gets, they call it the other world, basically, which is like a different version of the world she's in. But when she goes there, like in the beginning, everyone tries to cater to her and fucking make her want to stay. And then that's the thing. Once they get you to want to stay, then the whole idea is they sew buttons in your eyes, and then you live there forever. But the lady chick's gonna eat your soul, basically, if you agree to it.
Ah, yeah, fair enough. Might go watch that at some point. I think my version of like dark but really good as a child was just watching Star Wars: The Clone Wars
Oh
when it
yeah,
because I was like 10 when it was as it was coming out.
dude,
And
yeah.
I Firstly, how did that show have a PG rating? I mean, people are dying left and right.
Especially
You're
those first two
witnessing like
seasons. Yep.
no, the first two seasons were the kid-friendly ones. It was basically season 3 when they just gave up and just decided, fuck it, we're gonna show a slave commit suicide, and then we're gonna show its lifeless body when it hits the ground. It's like, all right, well,
I
how'd
know.
you get a PG rating here, guys? Putting a gun to Cartoon Network's heads? Like, how'd you manage this?
I suppose because of
It's
Star
great.
Wars. Yeah, I mean, the only thing I think of because of Star Wars, and people equate it to like kids shows. So even if it's like darker or whatever kind of themed, they'll be like, "Oh, it's still just for kids," you know, like.
But
Even
you
though
do
it's
also watch someone get like decapitated in the stocks and his body go limp on the camera. I mean, it's kind of like, man, this is pushing it a little, I think.
right, I get it. Yeah, I don't
That
know.
was my like
I don't know how they
dark
got away
show
with
as a
it,
kid.
dude. Yeah, that was a great show.
Oh, it was great. I loved it.
I don't know. Like, there's been a bunch of them. Like, even like in the '80s, they had the Labyrinth. You ever heard of that or seen that movie with
With David Bowie.
Yeah,
That was that a show? I thought it was just a
it's a
film
movie.
where David
It's
Bowie
a
wore
movie.
like
Yeah.
unsettlingly tight leggings.
Mm-hmm. It's a movie, but like that, I think that's kind of like. Oh, there's that. There's like the Black Cauldron. There's a bunch of those kind of like darker movies and shows from back in the day, and they just keep coming on. Like when I was a kid, it was like Tales of the Crypt and like Are You Afraid of the Dark? That was like scary shit for kids, I guess, at the time.
Yeah, there was a lot less sort of edgy stuff, I guess, at that point, wasn't there?
Yeah.
They seemed to be a lot more scared of. I guess parents were just more, busybodied and wanted to.
Also, there was
I don't know.
probably there was no internet and stuff to like really like now if you want to go look at scary things, you can fucking find it anywhere. Click it in the.
I mean, dude, I'm just talking about TV shows, to be fair, but like.
Yeah, I don't know.
In
Do
the
they even
'90s,
make
there was
scary?
there was that whole video games cause violence thing, and then everyone forgot about it, and now we like play Doom Eternal and just slaughter people all day.
All right.
It's like, more edgy stuff exists now, and I think that's kind of nice.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's always been edgy, but like I said, I just think it's more like noticeable because everyone's so interconnected and shit. Like, if you were to go like on like a Call of Duty or a fucking like NBA 2K back in the day online, dude, there'd be a lot of fucking edgy, horrible jokes and shit that you probably shouldn't say in today's world, but back then, nobody
Dude,
cared.
I was playing Call of Duty back in the 2010s as well.
I did.
I'm not quite that young. I'm not quite that young. I was playing that as well. I know all the archetypes. Basically, as a general rule, just everyone should have known better than to behave like that.
I think it comes down to a lot of it is because you're anonymous to an extent, so like people just talk more shit. Like you would never talk that much shit to somebody face to face. Like some people would in general, but most people wouldn't. But yet, that's all they do when they're on fucking the internet.
Admittedly, I didn't because I mostly just played with my friends. So I was just, not. We would mostly just like take abuse from other people and just mute them.
Yeah.
But I've heard my fair share of things. I've built a decent repertoire of racial slurs based off of Call of Duty. It's quite impressive at this point. I've learned a whole bunch of them. Legitimately, that's not even a joke.
That's kind of fucked up, but it's funny too.
It's like, why do I know these? But well, fuck it, I know them now.
Right. And again, that's kind of what the internet did in general too. Like, I know way more jokes now than I did way back in the day because you can read, people post stuff and you're like, that's fucking hilarious. Like, then you just gotta steal it and make your own joke. But like, I just kind of remember like, if it wasn't for the internet, I would never even know this. Like, I don't know anybody who knows this joke besides
Yeah.
whoever shared it
Go
in
for it.
Wyoming or wherever the fuck city or state, kind of thing.
What joke is it?
Oh, there's a bunch of them, but the last one I read that was fucking funny was this lady goes,
what's up, man?
what's happening? Here's a joke. Here, listen to this. Mitch is a joke. This lady makes a post on Facebook. Goes, hey, if anybody has any question for deaf people, I understand and I can speak to them for you. So if you have any questions, just let me know. And this guy asks a question. Goes, hey, when they masturbate, do they fucking moan with their hand and the other hand? And I was like, oh my god. Like,
That's not even really an insulting question. Like, that's clearly the kind of question you shout out if you're in the front row of a comedy show slightly
For
drunk.
sure.
Yeah, exactly.
but my point is, like,
That's
I would
great.
have never known that joke or heard of it or anything if it wasn't for the internet. But like, that's a fucking
I
hilarious.
know. I was
joke.
expecting something way more horrible. I have to say, I was expecting like a much more dark one, because we were just coming off of the
Holy
Call of
sh-
Duty racial slurs, and I was thinking, man, why do I know of slurs for Vietnamese people specifically? Not Asians. Why do I know of a slur for the Vietnamese?
Oh, I know.
I still do know
Really,
it.
so marvelous. You already know slope, right?
What was that? Sorry.
Slope, right? You already know that.
No, that's not the one I'm thinking of. What does that mean?
Slope is just Asian because their eyes are slopey.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Oh
was
yeah,
a
no.
top
As I
tier.
said, not.
It
As I
was a
said,
top
not.
tier when they're
I
trying
was
to
saying
build
not
the bridge.
not
And then-
Asian, but
Yeah, he's
specifically
going
one
very
country.
specific. He's going one country only.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
like, why was I taught how to specifically say a racial slur to the Vietnamese? Why do I know this? Fuck it. We're here now.
It's probably because somebody
Dude.
had one bad experience with a Vietnamese person and like, fuck them all. That's usually how it always happens. But
I know, one bad experience and he calls him a zipperhead. It's like, Jesus Christ, man, that's a bit grim, isn't it?
like,
Referring to
well,
the head being run over by the caterpillar tracks, if you're wondering.
I know
yeah,
what a
yeah,
zipperhead
silly.
is. Yeah.
And I was thinking, man, what motivated this, dude? Come on. That was a bit
Who
extreme.
still uses that fucking term?
I don't know, people who were the kinds of people in the middle of the COVID pandemic who were playing Call of Duty,
Right.
whatever the
Yes.
100-person map one was called. Come on, the Gulag. What was it freaking called?
Hell if I know. Was that Black Ops Cold War?
No, it wasn't Cold War. I can't remember the name of it, but I don't know. It was the big multiplayer one that was like big in the pandemic because you could host 100 people, and it had like 5 different game modes, of which I actually found a few of them quite fun. It was fun when you could just not leave the house. I liked the money heist one where basically you had to keep stealing money from random things, and if you had more money, the map would be alerted to your location, and everyone would come for you to try and take it.
I really
That was
liked
really
about the
fun.
pandemic. No, I really liked about the pandemic. I could go and walk around in parks and nobody would be around. That's what I liked. There was no pollution, no trash found on parks
True.
grounds.
That was cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I
and
hated-
you could
I mean, I
actually
hated
see
that.
the Himalayas for once over in India. You can see the Himalayas.
See, I hated that. I love getting approached by random people in the park. I love the random conversations you have. It's like, man, that's like, you sit down 20 minutes and never see the person
Yeah.
again, but it was really fun. That's great. I love that shit.
Yeah, great. Socializing, but if I'm going to a park, man, I'm going to enjoy nature. Like, either you could show up and join me, or you can fuck off.
Sure.
You
So
sound
It's nice.
incredibly,
Also, it's
you
nice
sound
to have
incredibly
somebody
polite.
with you too. Like, like
Mhm.
somebody actually understand. Like, if you were to go like look at the lake or whatever, and someone comes in like, "Oh, dude, I wanted to like," you could actually like converse and kind of like compare and contrast and shit.
Yeah.
With it, so.
Oh, and Wally, I'm starting for the third time in my life, starting to rewatch Shark Like Boys.
Hell yeah.
Such a great
Trailer
show.
Park Boys.
Yeah. With the gun, Danny, don't stop on my account. Fucking Danny. Danny, the one that randomly yells, "Fuck off with the gun! God damn it, we get like $12 a month." It's all fucking bubbles. It's just Nick Smith yelling off screen.
I've tragically not seen Trailer Park Boys. I can't.
Oh, you should.
It's a good
It's
show.
a fun one.
You know,
Yeah, it's fun. It really takes
Possibly.
you through.
Presently, I'm just chewing through. Firstly, the giant audiobook biography of Lyndon Johnson by Robert Caro, and then I'm watching all of Breaking Bad, so I'm a bit occupied.
what information have you found about LBJ that's something new or different, whatever?
Oh.
I mean, nothing terribly new or surprising. It's just fun to sort of go into ridiculous detail of a man who studied him for 45 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, what's this audiobook?
I was kinda hoping it would go more into like
260 hours.
I was hoping it would go more into like the negotiations, like when we could negotiated with Vietnam or whatever the fuck, like like these were the actual real
it's-
talks we were having.
No, he's not there. Oh, I'm not.
Again,
Oh, I'm still in the Senate. He's not I'm still in the Senate. He's not president yet. I'm
Okay.
still.
Okay.
If you know anything about Robert Caro, every single one of his audiobooks is about 290 hours, and so you just sort of, it's like, I'm not there yet, man. We're getting there. We're not. He's not president yet. He's still in the Senate.
speaking of which, since Wally, I know Wally, what's up with this shit of Hamas? Or
What about it?
Hamas? What's up with that? Because I know they're supposed to be
they own it now.
a peace treaty.
They own it. No,
They're supposed to be.
they made no peace treaty. That's the thing. It's fucked. Like it was
That's
a peace
what I
treaty.
figured.
It was a peace treaty for like 13 hours, and then Israel fucking bombed Hezbollah in Lebanon, and then Iran's like, cool, we don't give like you guys broke the fucking rules, so we're closing it back up.
Oh, cool.
And then-
awesome.
and then the
Thanks,
other thing-
US.
I know. And then the other thing is fucking any ship that goes through the Strait of Hormuz now, they have to pay a $2 million toll every ship.
What? $2 million toll to get through the Strait of Hormuz?
Yeah, so now you got to think like all the oil and shit we all get, it's gonna be jacked the fuck. Just, even
What
after
the
we all solve this shit, just because of the $2 million per ship. Yeah, dude.
No, that's
Iran's
extortion.
fucking
That's
us with this, dude. They well, it's not extortion. Wasn't their fault. They got attacked. Like in the sense, like dude,
Yeah.
like
True.
that's what I was
They
arguing
get
with somebody earlier.
attacked.
Like, dude, like the Strait of Hormuz was open and it was free trade like
Free.
2 months ago.
Yeah.
Like nobody owned it. Now we know who owns it. And you just gave Iran all the power and leverage because now they know they can shut the world off any minute. So like, you want to fuck with them? Like, cool, we're just gonna shut it down. Boom, you're fucked.
I can't imagine
Great.
that
Awesome.
attempting to leverage that is going to work terribly well, considering that huge amounts of the rest of the world still kind of need that. And if you would like to piss off the whole world, you can do that. It won't probably go terribly well for you.
This
just
goes back to what I was talking about in
It won't.
general. What I've been warning people about for like the last couple of years is the BRICS nations. So guess what? China's not going to get fined
No.
or whatever. Like Brazil, like the countries in the BRICS nations. I don't think like even they said like China gets free oil. They don't got to pay the $2 million because we're friends with them. But like.
No.
If you're European or you're whatever, fuck
Western
you. Yeah,
Hemisphere.
you're paying us $2 million a fucking boat. So like it's and the other thing is I think they're buying oil in yen or whatever is it Chinese. They're yen, right? But
Yeah,
they're buying it.
probably so.
Yeah, they're
No,
buying
no,
it then.
Yan's Japanese.
Is it Japanese?
Dumbass.
Oh yeah, sorry, yuan. Sorry, Chinese yuan.
Oh yeah,
I'm an idiot.
YUAN. Yep. But yeah, they're starting to buy it in that, which again takes away our petrodollar, which then could fuck us all. Like, dude, this is so horrible. Everything that's happening is just literally the worst possible outcome. And now everyone knows that Trump's a bit. I mean, we all kind of knew in general, but like, he's done 14.
We all
fucking,
knew.
Well, I'm
We
saying
all
he's done,
knew.
He's done
Anybody
14
who didn't
different
fuck around
fake
and find
threats, like, oh, don't do it today, or we're gonna do this, And every time you don't
I mean-
do it, what do you think happens?
He's demonstrating about as much attention span as he usually does, admittedly. He's just sort of bumbled into something a lot bigger than I think he probably assumed it would be.
he is.
But I don't think
he is.
he's demonstrating any more recklessness than normal. I think this is pretty much par for the course. It's just happens to
Yeah.
be
Well,
in
I
a
would-
more dangerous.
Only reason why it's more reckless today than normal is because we know that
I'm glad they're
Netanyahu tried to
confident.
fucking.
I'm glad
He
they're
gave this
confident.
deal or offer to Obama. Trump won. and Biden, and they all said no. Now it took Trump 2 to fucking be like, oh, sounds like a good idea. I could take out the Ayatollah and do all this stuff. And it's like, it's not so simple, bro. I know that you got sold the story like all you got to do is kill the leader, and they're all gonna fucking revolt. Well, that's not what's happening. It's not ever gonna happen. Like it's never happened in American history. Like we took out Saddam.
Leave the Middle East.
Yeah, dude. I'm just saying, like, when
Leave
have
the
we
Middle
ever
East to the
like
Middle
things?
East.
With regards to this, though, it was not simply the Israelis lobbying for this; it was the Saudis as well, who have threatened if Iran gets a nuclear bomb, we're getting one too,
Yeah,
which I
because
imagine.
Saudi America,
To an extent, but honestly,
No.
I think it's just mainly Israel because Israel's the only one that's been bombing with us. Like,
Hey,
they're
hey,
like,
hey,
What I'd say to that, what I'd say to that is,
It's not
Ahmadinejad
isn't real.
declaring
It's
that
not
the
Israel.
Israel.
It isn't
Jesus.
real.
Teach
Isn't
it was
real.
for God's sake.
what up?
Ay.
Isn't real.
Your friend here
They're
never got
not
caught
real.
interrupting Groot, did he?
No. Give him
Clearly
time.
not.
Give him a
No.
second, bitch.
Go,
Because
finish,
it
go.
isn't real.
We got you. It's not Israel. I got you.
Anyways. Yeah. Anyways,
Yeah.
go ahead. Sorry, mate.
Cool. With regards to that, no. I mean, when Iran quite literally puts up a doomsday clock in Tehran saying this is when we're going to drop a nuclear bomb on Israel and declares that Israel's a one-bomb country, plausible deniability, clearly not a word that has entered their vocabulary. To that end, I would say the kind of person saber-rattling a la North Korea is generally at fault, and I'm also rather anti-nuclear proliferation. So I consider the Israelis' fears alongside the fact that the Iranians are funding Hezbollah and the Houthis and also Hamas to some extent. And as well, the fact that the Saudis, the Emiratis, and the Kuwaitis have said they're trying to get a bomb alongside the Turks. It's more of a threat than I think people are giving it credit for. There's this strange, weird thread, especially online, I'm noticing, of people thinking that Israel somehow controls the US in this really creepy, 1930s Jews control everything way, which frankly I have no interest in pursuing with a barge pole, and I'm just not going to hear you out if anyone goes down that path because you're just deranged. But no, I consider the people saber-rattling to be the threat, and I consider Iran, therefore, to be the thing. Again, you put up the clock that says this is when we drop a nuclear bomb on this country. You ever heard of plausible deniability? Seriously.
Sure, but there's two things I would say. A, we wouldn't have that clock if we'd just stayed in the Iran nuclear deal, right? Like, these people can...
It was put up in like 2006, dude.
Sure, but I mean, their uranium at that point was 3.67%. So, like, you could say like I could say I'm gonna fucking fuck a Brock Lesnar. It doesn't mean I'm gonna do it, right? Like, you could talk shit. Talking shit's one thing. It's your actions. I'm saying so. These people could have been, and they have done negotiations with an American president and the world in general to fucking make a deal. A and B. They've been saying that these people are 2 weeks away from a bomb since 1996. Like, I don't think they're ever. Maybe not ever getting it, but they're closer now than they were fucking 6 years ago.
And, well, exactly. Hence why people are more concerned, I imagine.
Yeah, but again, the other thing is, if America wanted to do this, and it is a world thing, sure, why didn't we get, like, a NATO alliance to do the things we're trying to do now? Like, we could have done this internationally instead of just being an American and Israeli.
Because Donald Trump doesn't know what diplomacy is. He's not George H.W. Bush, tragically.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
I agree. Like, to be clear, I fully agree with that. He should have done an H.W. Bush thing of gathering a coalition to shunt Saddam Hussein out of Kuwait. I fully agree with that. That would have been the sane, reasonable thing to do. And I don't know why he did it. But I would also say Donald Trump is an idiot who doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. I think there's a pretty simple answer as to why he didn't. It's because he's a fucking idiot.
I mean, but like, if this offer was on the table for Biden and Obama, why didn't they say yes to the deal that?
Which deal are you referring to again?
I've just read John Kerry just confirmed that Bibi made the exact same pitch about striking Iran to Obama and to Bush and to Biden. They all said no. So, like, if all the other presidents had the same pitch of like this strike forces, whatever you want to call it, military operation shit, and they all said no because they understood this is what was going to happen with the whole Strait of Hormuz. Like,
What I'd say is that Obama and Biden are smarter than Donald Trump. I think that's a pretty I think that's kind of it, really. I would agree that I don't think this was the wisest decision to go about it, but I would also say I can see why people see it as see Iran as a threat, and I still agree that they are.
Sure.
But yes, I would say I fully agree with you. Yes, this was a foolish endeavor, and also it's just a very weird war. It felt more like a spasm to me than anything else. I was go watch what was it the guest episode of The Rest Is Politics with Dominic Sandbrook, who's one of my favorite historians to listen to on a podcast. They did like a 45-minute episode about that. It was quite, I liked his observations, and it was basically, yeah, it's really weird. It felt like a spasm, and it kind of just felt like something that happened, and then they sort of got stuck in and didn't really know how to get out.
Yeah, I think that, like I said, I think the pitch to them was if we killed the leadership, that the people because obviously they want leadership or change. You know, like the people, the average Iranian doesn't want their leadership being in there. However, like these people, like any group probably, they probably have like 5 to 7, 10, 15 backup plans. Like if this person were to die, this person takes over. This person dies, you know, like just like in America, like we literally have every fucking up to like 27 spots where if someone were to die, we know who's going to take over. Like, so the idea that
Yeah, I actually wouldn't.
I was gonna say the idea that
See, I
we
actually
thought we were
wouldn't
gonna
agree
kill
with
them
that.
and take
Sorry,
it over is silly.
I actually don't agree with that, considering how many power struggles always take place in dictatorships because they don't really have a chain of succession. I think that they were helped in this case because the leader was killed by a foreign power. I think, for example, if the Ayatollah was to just drop dead of a heart attack, I think there would have been a lot more of a power struggle. So I actually don't think that there are that many backup plans in a dictatorship, just because dictators very often don't plan for their exit.
This one seems to be like a family
So
one though, right? Like if you're if it's like a family lineage kind of thing, it makes it a lot easier. Like Kim Jong Il dies, Kim Jong Un takes over. Same as the Ayatollah dies, like the new Ayatollah is his son. Like it seems to be in
to be fair, that's the
dictatorships.
first time it happened. That's the first time it happened. The previous Ayatollah was of no familial relation. The first was of no
No.
familial relation to the second.
I thought there's only been like one true Ayatollah. Like in the one
There's
before
been
that.
three. We're on the third. We're on the third.
Are we? Okay. I thought he was the original
We're
guy.
on the third. Nope. That was in 1970, and he already had a white beard. It'd be quite impressive, honestly, if he managed to live another 50 years.
Yeah.
But no, we're on the third. This is the third. And to be fair, this is the first time it's been a familial connection, because, yeah, number 1 and number 2 were not at all connected by family at all. They were just clergy members.
Yeah, because I know. I mean, I do know it's based on like the whole religion shit, which to me is silly. But
Yes, but yeah, it's not a royal lineage at present. It'd be funny if it turned into one. It's just like we got rid of the Shah and just slowly transformed back into it. But I will say, yeah, it is proving how much more resilient I think that Iran is. Because what I'd posit as well was happening in the State Department, slightly short-sightedly, was they were seeing by the beginning of the year, with all the protests that were rocking Iran, that if they sort of shook the shaky structure, that it might come crashing down. I think that's clearly not happened, but I suspect that would have been what they were hypothesizing.
yeah, I mean, it could have happened that way.
And where's your friend?
He might have just left. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of hops in.
Whichever. Yeah, he hops in and then shouts, "Israel's not real," and then leaves. It's like, okay, that's interesting man.
Right.
But,
Fucking. Well, that's the thing. Israel, the whole, like, honestly, Israel-Palestine thing usually brain breaks people because it's very nuanced and everyone's just one side or the other. Like, all Jews are horrible and all Muslims are horrible. It's like, I would say probably like 60% of both are probably bad, but not everyone in the whole group.
Yes, I would agree. And I mean, I think when it comes to those sorts of nuanced things, you sort of have to say on the balance X, or on the balance I support X or I support Y. So I understand why people are taking a side. It's also just a very emotionally charged thing. And also, let's be honest, a lot of the Middle East and Europe are still quite anti-Semitic. Let's be real here. Hence why it sort of has elevated, what's the word, like
It's really bad
mental,
here, though. I mean, honestly,
like
it's
emotional.
really bad here, dude. I hear and see so many people at the bar fucking talking about all that shit. It's like, you know, I get it to an extent, but not all of these people, right? Like, you know, whatever the fuck it is. it
Yeah,
seems
I always, whenever people mention, oh my God, the Israeli lobby, I always say the same thing. The Arab League also has a lobby in the US. Go compare the amount of money the Arab League donates to the US compared to Israel. It's like a 6-to-1 ratio. It's not even close. So whenever people say, and also connected to the Arab League, how much does the oil lobby give? Most of which is
right.
from there. So it's a matter of, guys, trust me, this one country of 9 million people with no natural resources whatsoever does not have the capacity to command the American federal government. It just doesn't.
Well, I mean, even then, like, when you think about, like, they say, like, the Arab nations gave $13 billion to the United States, like, but $13 billion when you compare it to, like, what our GDPs or our spending is like $4.7 trillion. Like, it ain't nothing. Like, when you really think about, like, how much they give versus what they get back, or whatever you call it.
I don't know specifically what donation you're referring to here, so I can't
I
comment.
was just,
But yeah,
it just says, oh, I just did a quick. It says Arab nations are funding United institutions, including over $13 billion to American universities. With
no,
major
not institutions. Campaign donations is what I was referring to. The PACs, the super PACs and PACs, whatever they are.
Okay, I was trying to find the numbers.
Yeah. So yeah, I wasn't referring to institutional donations.
All right.
Yeah, I was just talking about like the election donations or campaign donations.
Hold on, let's see if I can.
Good show. And actually, hang on, I'll link you the other thing here, which is what was it? The good observation, I think, from.
See, the only number I get is from 06, and it's like 158 million, but there's got to be a newer number.
Strange. I'll see if I can dig up the old stat I had, but I don't. I admittedly don't sort of keep these all in a folder because
I got you.
My goodness, where's this bloody YouTube channel? There it is.
According
There it
to
is. I'll link. Yeah, go.
I'll say according to what is this Jewish Virtual Library, they claim in 2020, pro-Israel PACs gave 8.7 million to whatever, and pro-Arabs gave only 100 grand to politicians in 2020. According to
Yeah, that's not really illegal. I'll try track down the stat I'd seen and see if I can find it again. It's hidden somewhere it's hidden somewhere in my saved folder. I'm looking for just a different link here of some, in my opinion, quite good. What's the word? Observations there.
Well,
regarding
this. Everyone blames Jews, but like, how many countries around the world are probably trying to put their hands in to get something out of, like, this is how politics work. Like, I'm gonna give you some donations, whatever the fuck, call it PAC money, to fucking get a favor.
Oh yeah, I mean, you guys have basically no campaign financing rules. If I wanted to influence you, I'd be donating $100 million to your president's campaign as well.
What was it? God, I can't remember the case. What was the case that did this? It's a fucking weird name.
Citizens United.
Yeah, Citizens United. That's the word. Yeah, what was that?
Yeah, the one that said that they are allowed to donate because they are exercising their free speech as human beings, despite the fact that they're just right.
Yeah, because before that, I think it was like you could give someone like $4,000 personally. Now you just give it to a super PAC, and the super PAC gives it to them, and now it's you go. And
also the PAC has like a very explicit like bias. It's not just a random PAC. It's always the yes, we're the coal PAC, we're the lumber PAC. It's not even subtle. It's very much we know where the money's coming from.
Sure.
It's quite blatant, I have to say.
Looking at your
on other blatant news, we had another floor crossing, and it was genuinely the most delightfully cynical thing I've ever read.
Floor crossing?
Yes, a member of the Conservative Party crossed to join the Liberals. Yeah. It's the fifth time this has happened inside of 5 months.
I mean,
and
we've been having record. We got record Republicans retiring, which is probably not a good thing for them. I think they're up to 35 active congressmen and senators are planning to retire this midterms. So that's not good.
Oh yeah, ours just this is switching parties, to be fair, in the middle of the session, which is obviously much more beneficial.
Crazy, yeah. Well, I'm saying like there's potential, like someone like even like MTG or like these former MAGA people might turn left. Maybe I don't know. They might try to be like the true principled Republican kind of stay, or they might cross over and join the left. I don't know. I guess time will tell, but it'd be cool if you got a.
With all due disrespect to Marjorie Taylor Greene, I don't think she's intelligent enough to make to make
I
a good
understand.
decision on this topic.
I mean, I get it, but it's funny. Like I said, since she got away from Trump, though, like she's talking about like health, like things that actually actually mattered instead of like the dumb shit she was talking about. I mean, so I gotta give her like a 2% credit because at least she's not talking about like you're saying like the Jews with the space needles or lasers and like she was talking.
Yeah,
about.
the California wildfires are started by
I'm just
Jewish
saying, like,
space
yes,
lasers.
she's
I
not, my opponent,
read
she's not
that
talking about-
headline and just burst out laughing.
Oh, I know, dude. It's fucking wild, dude. And every time there's a fucking any kind of hurricane or anything, it's always HARP or something that made it. Like, we're doing this. Like, really? You think we're actually doing all this fucking? Or I'm always like, it couldn't have been like the science people told you in the '90s. If you didn't care about global warming, this shit would happen, and it's happening. Like,
If Biden can control the weather, why the fuck would I vote for not Biden? I mean, Biden's awesome. He can control the weather. That's right. That's scary. I want to vote for the guy who can control the weather.
it's
That'd be fucking awesome.
it's the whole fucking. If we rigged the election in 2020, how did Trump win in 24? It's the same idea. It's like,
Why did you give yourself no congressional majority?
like,
Why did you give yourself a 3-seat buffer in the House and 0 in the Senate?
Yeah,
it was just a
already-
tie.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
just saying, like, dude,
and
like,
not
if we
really
get-
do very good at it.
That's what I always tell people when people talk about regular. Like, dude, they did a shitty job because, dude, Kamala
Yeah.
lost. Like, they're so good at rigging.
I was gonna say, and looking at those congressional races from Biden's 2020, it's like, man, if that's rigged, that's a pretty shit job.
I know, but again, it goes back to people want to go with the grand conspiracy instead of just taking like the actual just facts in front of them. Like the facts are your guy lost, or like the Jews aren't doing the space needles. It's fucking global warming. That's what's causing the weather and all the shit. Like, stop fucking trying to make up excuses. Just go with what we actually know is true.
Thank you for that clarification. Yes, the Jews don't have space lasers. I love people saying that. It's like Jewish space lasers is such a funny sentence to
I
me.
know. I just say it is wild, dude.
So it literally was they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats, and I just burst out laughing
Yeah,
because
it's
I
the
was
same
so
silliness.
caught off guard.
Yeah, dude, it's
That
it's,
mean?
it's so outlandish. That's the idea, dude. It's just... And again,
Oh, what was the most recent tweet Trump put out where it was something like, open the strait, you fucking bastards, praise be to Allah, or something?
praise the
I
Allah.
saw that, I was like, what the hell is this? Demented. Utterly demented.
It's just wild.
Oh,
I
that
think
was
if people
funny.
go, "Oh, he's just talking shit," like, dude, he's the president of the United States. Like, because I was trying to tell people, like, people try to make average citizens like the same moral high ground as the police officers or shit. Like, dude, these people aren't we hold one to a higher standard, right? Like, same as we hold judges to a higher. You can't compare regular ass people to the people in power. So when you have the most powerful person saying ridiculous shit like this, he's the president. He's never supposed to speak like this. Not in public, at least. He can speak like this in private. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. But
I also appreciated how his first tweet on the topic that he very swiftly corrected. He spelled it the Strait of Hormuz, not Strait. No, he spelled it with a DH, and I was just cackling. I was like, yeah, leader of the United States, the most powerful country in the world, can't spell strait, the geographic boundary. Amazing. That was funny. But no, it's very disappointing. But no, we had a floor crossing again. I will be honest, I don't know how the Conservative leader's holding on at this point. He's had 5 floor crossings in 3 months? Or 4 in 3 months? I mean, he's bleeding an MP a month at this rate. What are we basically just going to? And we're sitting 1 seat away from a majority. One more defection, and basically we've got a majority government for the next 3 years.
how many people are? How many? So in America, we have I think it's 475 Congress people. How many people do you have representing your government?
343, which would be so 172 needed for majority.
Okay.
And we are presently sat at 171. One more defection, and we have our majority. And it's looking as though there's about 9 more that we might be able to shake loose. And at this point, I'm thinking, how is he holding on to his leadership? I'm trying to imagine if Boris Johnson or John Major had bled at basically an MP a month for half a year, they would have been sacked immediately. And he's clinging on despite having lost. He lost a 27-point lead inside of 3 months.
I think
He took his party from 27 points ahead to 3 points behind. And I mean, it's just insanity. I don't know how he's still there.
I think Trump is actually ruining a lot of people's political world views and like, you know, around the nations and shit, you know, around the world, because I think because wasn't like the conservatives about to win this election or the last election, and then fucking all Trump's fucking talking shit about Canada and all this shit, then they swayed back to the
Oh yeah, that was what I was. Yeah, exactly. That was what I was saying. He was 27 points ahead, and he fumbled a 27-point lead. I don't know how you do that. We in the Liberal Party was
stacked. Like I said, I don't blame him. I blame Trump. I think people saw Trump's craziness. Like, oh, if you're a conservative like this guy, I cannot like, you know, any sane person can't follow that thing.
I am actually going to mention, and with regards to that, we saw an example of how to make it work in the Conservative Premier of Ontario with Doug Ford, who also had an election. And guess what? Because he basically called an election and just put on the Canada's Not for Sale hat and preached himself as Captain Patriotic Canadian, guess what? He carried the day to a majority again. He basically just said to the Conservative Party federally, here's how you win. Watch me. I just did it. And they just proceeded to just not take any of his advice.
Yeah.
Which was incredible to witness, I have to say. I mean, as a Liberal Party member, I'm happy we won. I don't know how we went from 19% to 43%, but we did it.
Yeah. I don't know.
Which, I mean,
that's great for you.
That's insanity. That's like George W. Bush in 2008 somehow managing to beat Barack Obama.
Yeah, dude, that'd be wild. Or not even him. I guess it would have been John McCain. John McCain would have swung fucking what? Because yeah, Obama won like 60 fucking Senate seats too. Like it was such a fucking ass whooping.
Yeah, except imagine, because John McCain being a separate person. Well, actually, I guess it would have been. Yeah, imagine if John McCain took the Republicans' approval ratings from 21% to like 42, and managed to carry the day again.
I know that'd have been wild.
Well, that's been fun. I'm happy to see it. I appreciate the cynicism that's been going on in Canadian politics. Of basically us just kind of poaching members left and right from the Conservative Party, and they just don't seem to know what to do.
You guys have a much more stable system because you guys are usually liberal in general. So I think it makes it like
Yeah.
we have big swings between both sides. Like it's every fucking 2 elections you swing back and forth, even though a party could be doing, like I said, this like the idea of Bill Clinton running the country so good in all the 90s and early 2000s or whatever, and then he switched to Bush. Like, why did you guys switch? Like, this shit was working for like 8 years. Like, what was the idea? I don't get it.
The U.S. is a conservative country, and at the end of the day, Al Gore was not a very charismatic person. I've listened to recordings of him from 2000. Fuck me, he's boring.
Sure.
And at the end of the day as well, as I've said, George Bush was a huge departure from the really vile conservatism of Newt Gingrich that was sort of defining the Republican Party of the 90s and that everyone kind of hated. You know, basically the kind of person who, you know, went after Bill Clinton for cheating on his wife. Meanwhile, you know, him too.
Yeah, of course. That's a lot of
yeah, it's hard to take them seriously when, you know, they're either texting their 15-year-old staff members, cheating on their own wife, who's also ill, trying to impeach you for cheating, and then also lying about it themselves. And now, you know, George Bush wasn't that, you know, he was Mr. Christian Conservative, and he was, you know, generally quite a nice person. And I think for all people sort of characterize him as a bumbling fool, I don't agree. I think he's a lot more politically shrewd than people give him credit for.
I just think he's not the spokesman. Like he don't speak like Obama. Like he's not fluent. He doesn't sound well like that. But like I think his drive was he sounded like the average man. So like he might have bumbled and stumbled, but like it was like a way that most people would, I think. So it made people latch on and be like, oh, he's just like us. He's just a regular person.
And also having listened to some post politics interviews, which are always better. The minute politicians leave politics, the interviews they give are just infinitely superior. He like little things like his what was it? Fooled me once, you can't fool me again. The one where he stumbled over his words.
Yep.
And according to him, that was basically him saying, I didn't want the Democrats to have a clip of me saying shame on me, which actually I agree with. I think that's very smart.
Sure,
And he
but
clearly just
politically,
thought of it at the time and had to sort of stumble his way through a correction. But that sort of thing is the kind of thing a good politician does, is realizes, hang on a minute, this is going to come back to bite me in the ass. I probably shouldn't do it.
hmm like I said, politically,
Which is a good
I don't think he's
political.
stupid politically. Like I said, like that, no. But like I said, he was just, I don't think like I said, speaking wise, he wasn't elegant. He wasn't like it didn't flow off him. It was very jaggedy. He bubbled and stumbled. Which again, someone like even like Biden had the same problem too. Like even in the beginning, like when he was still all the way cognitive there, kind of shit. Like he's not the best speaker in general. He just got lucky. Trump was so
No.
bad. Like that's how he won basically because Trump was so bad during COVID.
Although, admittedly, I'd say for all you can say about him, Donald Trump's not exactly. He's not an unengaging speaker. You might think he's an absolute idiot and
No,
not know
he's
what he's
funny.
talking about half the
That's
time,
why
but
people
he's
like
always
him.
at least engaging.
Yeah, he's funny. That's why people like him. Which is I get it to an extent, but it's like being. I don't want a comedian being the leader of the world. You know, kind of shit. You know.
I agree, but also being an engaging speaker means that people actually listen to you.
Yep.
But and if nobody and you can be the smartest guy in the world, but if nobody listens to you, well, that's
Yep.
the end of you, isn't it?
And that like I listen to a lot of science people talk about like that's the issue with science people. It's like we're smart and shit, but
Yep.
like it's hard to be a good communicator. That's the trick part to get people to listen to you and understand what the fuck you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, I fully agree with that. Yeah, absolutely. I think if more people were like Neil deGrasse Tyson, I think NASA would have a fucking insane budget.
I kind of agree. And
And
it's funny because
but I think
I hear people now
yeah,
talking about like the whole Artemis thing. They're like why are we wasting money going there? It's like, dude, you don't understand. Like this is all about science. Like science is like arguably like the most important thing that we have. That and math. Like it's literally the two driving factors of everything humanity's ever done or become. You know, like people
Mhm.
and people never want
I
to
agree.
fucking and again people don't ever want to put money into these programs. Like I was talking to someone the other day about like how do we do these things? I'm like, the problem is all these things cost money and it's hard to get people to go, yeah, I want to give my money up to support this cause. Like that's what it would take, but nobody wants to do it. It's really not. I mean,
Yeah,
sometimes it's not that hard.
definitely.
Sometimes it is, But
Yep, I fully am with you there.
you know,
It's faintly disappointing, but it's one of those bits of, well, what can be done, I suppose. I What was I did have a thought from before. I'm trying to remember. I had a separate conversation topic. I'm just bringing up a different problem.
I don't know. But I was gonna say, but yeah, I was talking to my buddy about that because we were talking about like rehabilitation versus like sending people to jail. Like if you're sending people to jail for like repercussion and for revenge or whatever the fuck, that's different than trying to rehabilitate somebody. And the reason why we don't do like rehabilitation and try to have like more like psychiatrists and shit for them to talk to and try to get over their issue in general is because it costs money. Like there's things we could do to help these people, but it costs a lot of money and nobody wants to fork over the money to help them. And I'm trying to get that into like more people's heads when I talk to them at the bar and shit, because it's like, oh man, I wish we could do this. Like, we could, like, we actually could. You just have to put money into these things, right? Like, I try to tell people, like, I was gonna say, I try to tell people all the time, like, if you had a 2% tax added to your paycheck, whatever the fuck, but you had free healthcare, just hypothetically, like, is that worth it? Like, to me, it is. Some people will still be like, no, I don't want more taxes being taken. It's like, dude, but you're getting a good and a service, or a service at this point. Like, like you're getting something out of it. If you're spending money, but it's getting you something, that's not a bad thing.
I am still genuinely baffled you don't have a GST, because you keep talking about like 2% on everything. You're like, yeah, that's I thought that was most of the world, because I know we've had that since like the 1970s, and it's very useful. It basically means your government's never like critically short of money, which I guess is good. Although in our case, I think it's like what 3.75% on everything. I thought that was like a common thing across most of the Western world, because the UK has it, France has it, most of the EU has it, I think, and then we do, of course. I thought it was most. I thought you guys did as well. I genuinely thought it was everywhere, or at least across most of the West, anyway.
Yeah, again come back to we're super conservative. We don't change for whatever fucking reason. We just cannot do it.
Yeah,
Again,
it goes
back to part of it's American exceptionalism, where it's like we think we're the best, which even if we are cool, whatever, right? But like, there's still things we can get better at, right? That's why I was trying to stress people. Like, you guys talk shit about Europeans, or whatever, because they do these things. Like, but it's better than what we're doing. Like, when I went to Europe, just little things like your pop bottles and shit, right? It would stay connected, so you wouldn't litter. Little things like that. Like, why can't we do that here? Because it'll probably help littering and like all these little things, and just like with taxes and all these like, we can blend the systems together instead of being like, oh, we're better and nothing they do is good.
Also, I've always thought that if you think you're the best in the world, you should probably, wouldn't you act like it? Like the comparison I always bring up is like the two people on like two separate people who sort of consider themselves to be born better than others, which is like a racist skinhead and members of the royal family or of any royal family. Why is it that the members of the royal family, you look at how how dressed well they are, decked out? Basically, they say we're born better than you, and by God, we're gonna fucking show it.
Yep.
Meanwhile, you've got all these weird like white supremacist skinheads that, it's like,
Yeah.
for God's sake, be like an SS officer or something. Put some pride into your appearance. You look like shit.
Right.
And so my question is always the same. If you think you're the best in the world, why aren't you going the royal family route? Not even like just any royal family. Why aren't you saying we're the best in the world? And you know what? Hey, we're fucking up in this area. Aha, no, we're not. We're fixing that shit because we're better than you. Fuck you. We're so much better than you. We will never make a mistake. It's like we're the royal family. We will always be shown wearing like $8,000 of jewelry. Fuck you.
Yeah, we don't care.
And I always figured that would be the more common attitude, because if I thought I was better than everyone else, I'd act like it. Like, yeah.
I mean, I think that's kind of like human nature. Like, it tends to be. I mean, there's always the exceptions, but it tends to be that like people with money flaunt it, right? The people with this flaunt it, right? Because you want to show off what the fuck you got. It's kind of the idea.
Not even just like showing off the money, but the point of being like being closed off to criticism because you think you're better. I would have thought you'd want more of it, to be like, yes, I need to fix this, and then you make sure it's like perfect or whatever. That would have been. I always thought that's what you'd do if you were an exceptionalist, right? You'd be like, aha, we're being 2% less efficient here. America is exceptional. We must do better. I thought that would be what you'd do, but.
Yeah, I fucking don't know. I don't
like the athlete mindset, I guess.
Well, yeah, dude. I mean, everyone. I think once you get that high up with like money and shit, dude, like, I bet talking shit's gotta be like the best feeling in the world.
I guess I don't know. I don't know. I would have thought the American exceptionalism would sort of make you always like be slightly obsessively insane about it. Like a professional athlete kind of thing.
Sure, but the thing is, it's usually the most uneducated people that have those thoughts. And that's what's ironic about all of it. Like,
fair enough. I guess.
Like I'm just saying, like the people that go, America's the best and shit. It's like, dude, you work at Walmart or wherever the fuck. Like, dude, calm your shit, dude. Like, you're not nothing.
Hey, you can't shit on that. There's like, what, 1 in 3 people in the South works at Walmart? That could be anybody. What was the Arkansas numbers we Googled last time? It was like 42% or something.
Yeah, ridiculous. I already know. That's what I'm saying, but those are the people going, America's the best country in the world. We don't need to do nothing that nobody does. Like, okay, buddy. It's kind of like the idea where it's the poor people that are defending the billionaires going, we shouldn't be taxing them, blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, calm the fuck down. You're never going to be a billionaire. Why are you acting like we're stealing your money or whatever the fuck, Like, nobody's fucking with you. We're trying to help you, actually.
No, yeah, I fully agree with that. I do always wonder, what are the U.S. tax rates for income levels? Because everything I hear about it makes me just question, how do your governments have any money at any time? Because you don't seem to have very consistent revenue sources.
Yeah. So there's corporate tax rates and there's so like your personal tax rate. If you make the highest tax rate in America right now is if you make.
I better get for you. What's yours? What for your income level? If you're okay sharing, what is your tax rate?
I'm poor. I make like $45,000 a year. So like, my first 20,000 is free, and then my next is like 10-12% for federal.
That's it.
Yep.
Oh, and then state level is what?
Like 6.5. Oh no, I think it's 7.5 now for my state. I can go. Let me double check.
Actually, I actually need to Google the tax.
State tax. Let's see. I gotta find the brackets. I personally would fall into the 5.35 percentile.
Is that for your state level one?
That's my state level. So total, I pay about 15 to 18% tax combined, probably.
Let me see what the Canadian federal tax bracket is, because I haven't Googled this in a couple of years.
Oh, I lied. So like 18,000 of my dollars in the state of Minnesota would be getting taxed at 6.8%.
Right then.
All right.
So for Canada, it is for 0 to 50. So in BC, you would be getting taxed provincially 5.6, and federally would be 14. So what would that be?
5.6.
19.6.
Yeah, 19 something.
Yeah, 19.6. So fair bit higher. That's not counting all the other
But you guys
sort of
get
provincial
stuff.
revenue streams.
Let's say, but you get stuff out of your like. That's always my always argument back. It's like, okay, Canada pays higher than us a little bit, but you're getting healthcare. Like, that's a great
Yeah.
thing to have. You know, like I would pay that little extra to have that, right? Or I think
You know what's funny? You pay like twice as much as we do. If you did just have government paid healthcare, you probably wouldn't even have to raise taxes for it. You'd probably just have it because
I
you'd
know.
save money.
I already know. The thing is, like, I've been trying to float this idea to people all the time, and they always argue and fight back about it. But like, why doesn't the government just make a credit card, like the government credit card, that only charges 5% interest instead of 27% interest, and take all the business and be cheap? Like, it's cheaper for the people, the consumer, and it's better for the government because now the government can make free money off tax, or same as like with the healthcare. Like, our healthcare is so expensive because you have a third party actor, as in the insurance companies and shit, making a cut of money instead of the government makes the drugs because they pay all the money to get the drugs made and figured out. Why don't they just supply it after instead of fucking having the insurance people do it? That's a middleman. That's more money that's coming out. Just like little things like that. We do this shit all the time. We can cut out so many little middlemen and save money and do all these cool things.
Why don't state governments just have their own single payer healthcare system? I mean, California's
There's
fucking
like
massive. It can support it.
I think there's like 3 states that kind of do it. Oh, well. States.
Like, California's got the economy of full-size countries. Why not just? I mean, what's preventing them from doing it? They've got a supermajority in the Congress. They've got the governor's office. I mean, I don't know. What's preventing them from doing so?
I guess money. Says no state has done it. Vermont tried it in 2011 and abandoned it in 2014 due to financial issues.
To be fair, Vermont isn't really California. To be fair, Vermont's not California.
No, I understand what you're saying. I was just looking like the history because I thought there was a state or two that did it currently, but I guess not.
Why wouldn't you? I mean, you've got the majority to push it through, and you've got enough fucking money. I mean, what's preventing them from doing so?
I don't know. I guess the only thing I think of is that if you're taxing the rich, you're always going to be scared of the rich leaving and fucking going to Texas or wherever, like.
I suppose.
But even then, like, that's why I try to preface, like, it sucks in a way. This goes back to, like, for America, it's the states' rights versus federal rights. But like, if we just had it more like a universal tax, where like the Fed tax, like, here's the tax rates no matter what state you're in and shit, and figure it out, like, it would be probably better off for everybody. But
I mean, isn't that what the federal tax rate is? Does the federal tax rate vary by state?
No, but like I was talking about, like if we do, like, you're saying, like, raise money for, like, the corporate tax rate should be everywhere. Every state should probably be the same. So states are like, I'm kind of getting at, like, where you're not incentivizing a different company to leave all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that. I would be surprised that I don't know exactly how the sort of legality around it would work here, considering different provinces have all got their own industries, but they're generally quite. It's hard to sort of flee from one to another, I guess, because it tends to be. It's not really that much cheaper from one province to another, gratefully.
So, like,
But-
I just looked up quick. So in North Carolina, they're the cheapest at 2.5% corporate tax rate, while New Jersey has the highest at 11.5%. So it's like 9% difference, which
I think
when you're dealing with
the
billions of dollars, is a lot of money.
Yeah. I don't think the provinces do corporate taxes here, do they? Hang on a second. Hmm.
There's 6 states that have 0 corporate tax rates. That's kind of crazy.
Really?
Yeah,
What are they?
Nevada, Ohio, South Dakota, Texas, Washington State, and Wyoming.
Hmm.
I know. I never.
I didn't know that Washington State had no corporate tax rate. I guess that makes sense. That's why Boeing's there. But
Sure.
it's
But
Seattle
again,
by the throat.
my point is like like if I was a company and I started in wherever, like I don't know, I don't like the idea of being like, oh, we're gonna go to a different fucking state, because 4% cheaper or 5% cheaper. Like I don't know, like dude, I don't know. I mean, I
I
suppose
mean, when you
people should have the right to do it. I'm not saying like you shouldn't have the right to do it. I just don't like the idea of it.
yeah, I mean, I guess that's just kind of enticing, isn't it? That's kind of the whole issue of globalization, isn't it? Is you've got to stay incredibly competitive, and unlike the immediately post World War II world, it's not just going to be easy coasting, which I do think is one of those slightly, for lack of a better term, cold-hearted things that you kind of have to say, but I think it's
Kind of.
true.
It's true.
Is that like that world of the 1950s is never coming back
Nope.
because the US was the only industrialized country that hadn't been bombed out to hadn't been bombed to hell and back, basically.
Yep, I agree.
Like there was nowhere else to go, but now there is, and now there's more competition. It sounds really sort of cruel and cold to say, but basically it's just you're gonna have to improve or like
Move
you're not
on.
gonna have a job.
Yeah, I mean,
Like it is kind of mean to say, but it's like that world of that you want
it's
of
gone.
like being able to not have an education, for example, but still have like a good paying job. No, I just don't think it's going to happen. I think it's going to require good education. I don't think that world's coming back.
I agree. That's why I try to tell people like that goes back to the American exceptionalism, where like we think of the best, but it's like why people think Ford is the best car because that was the only car around for 20 years, and like like all these things that you think are the best. The reason why is because he had a 20-year head start on all the nations that fucking could have done these things. So I pretty much use the
To be
same
fair,
talking
the rest
point.
of the developed West is also having the same issues in the sense of deindustrialization. Some people that maybe are not as competitive in the workforce, finding themselves sort of shit out of luck, for lack of a better term.
Sure,
And
but it comes down to
admittedly,
education.
I don't think that's an American thing. I think that's definitely just an industrialized nations thing, losing their industrial edge because their wages are so high that it's easier to go somewhere else.
Kind. I mean, I think a lot of it just comes down to education. Like the jobs you need nowadays, you need fucking smart people. Like you need fucking people who can program or do all that kind of shit, write code and all that stuff. Like it's smart people, and like you're saying, like the jobs of being uneducated and making a lot of money where you can support like, yourself and the kids and shit. Like that world's over. Like it's not coming back.
Yeah, I would, and like regarding the education point, I think that's why, for example, the UK is still such a competitive financial market, even though
Sure.
New York is so famous, right? Is because the UK's education system is very well regarded, even globally. There's international British schools everywhere. It's a well-known thing that if you anywhere from Malaysia to Brazil to Japan to South Africa, if you get good scores on your IGCSEs, which is international acronym I forget to be honest, that get a good score on your IGCSEs, you can go to university basically anywhere. They're very well regarded, and I think that's one of the reasons London stays the second largest financial hub in the world, with like 40% of all financial transactions going through it. It's because education-wise, the UK's kept quite on its toes, which I think is a wise decision in the long run, even if it didn't necessarily seem it at the time and sort of seemed a bit pointless. Because why would you get a degree when you can go, work a blue collar job? And it's like, well, now at least you've got that degree, and when that job gets shipped overseas, right?
You guys are apparently the 6th smartest country in the world, apparently by public education score.
The UK.
No, Canada. UK is 3. It's Denmark, Sweden, then the UK,
Yeah, sounds about right. Yep.
and then
Who's 4 and 5?
Finland and Germany, then Canada.
Look at that. Well, not too bad. Where's the US? Are you on there on the top
Yeah.
10?
No, what's the year? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12th. 12th place. We're sandwiched between the Netherlands and France.
I mean, not an atrocious place to be.
No, we're not stupid. Like I'm not trying to like some people think we're stupid. We're like no, we're not stupid. We're just not the best educated anymore. Like I don't know if we were ever the
Yeah.
best, but like we were probably a little bit higher up in these rankings a little bit ago.
I think you were up until about the mid 70s.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But again, because people give me that argument all the time, and I looked it up. Like, people were smart in the '70s, but what happened is that kids that were dumb didn't go to school, so you had a lot of dropouts. So you had all the dumb kids not in school, so your scores are gonna be higher because they didn't.
To be fair, I'm not referring to education scores. I'm referring to like university degree rates, like what percentage of your population has a diploma, a degree, etc. That was more what I thought that was.
Yeah.
Is that not what were you listing off?
Yeah, well, this is it says worldpopulationreviews.com country rankings. This says public. It says public education. I guess we can go to education.
I don't know if that means scores or like amount of people with an education. That's a bit confusing.
So yeah,
but,
how about this? When you go to this level, when you go to educational rank now, America is like in the 10, 20 percentile. So that's how many people probably go to college
okay, sounds good.
or like graduate from school. While let's see here, educational rank. South Korea is number 1. Japan's number 2. Denmark, Belgium, Slovenia, and Netherlands.
I know we're pretty high. Yep. 64% of Canadians hold a post-secondary education, which is pretty good.
That is pretty fucking good. 64%?
64% of Canadians aged 25 to 64 hold a post-secondary credential from college or university. Which I find that pretty good. And a majority as well of both genders, which actually isn't that common globally.
Yeah, women are, at least in America, women are kicking ass in school or colleges compared to men. Like they're going more. I think it's like 55, 45 now, women.
71-57 for us, so both majority for both.
Nice.
Which is good.
Hell yeah. I'm about to look it up.
And yeah, what percentage of the US? Yeah,
degree 49.6% from 25 up.
That's not too bad.
It's not too bad, but again, when you're comparing it to 64, like you guys had, like it's actually bad. Like it depends on who you're comparing it to, but it's not the worst. No.
To be fair, technically, I think I just looked it up. We are technically the most educated, as in largest percentage of the population with a university degree globally. So technically, everyone's worse than us, which I was surprised by. I thought it'd be somewhere like Singapore that'd be a little higher than us, but I guess not.
So for America, it's 40.1% women and 37.1% men.
So how the hell does that add up to 49?
77%? Yeah, that's really weird.
Well, no, didn't you say it was 40% of women?
No, but what I'm saying, out of the 49.5%, 40% of them are women and 37% men. But I don't know how you make that 100%. I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, those stats don't add up.
That's what I'm saying. It says from the new Census Bureau report. Where's the Census Bureau report? Highlights. In 2024... see, 2024 now it says 42.8% have degrees. Oh wait, that's 25 to 39. 41% from 40 to 54, and 34% of people that are 55 and older have bachelors. So like, the older you are, the less educated you are in America.
I don't think we have it split by age. Yeah.
And then let's see here. It says in 2024, 40.1% of women, 37.1% of men. Yeah, but just, how do you get 100%? It doesn't even show you more. That's literally like the one sentence. Like what?
Yeah, fair enough. Not worth. I'm not quibbling over it, but
Yeah, I just was confused. I was just trying to figure out like where they got this number from, but I guess.
But no. Yeah, I do think that. Yeah, education going forward is going to be like one of the most important things. I kind of wish, for your sakes, that universities weren't charging such extortionate rates.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Because like
And
I
now,
feel for you,
and now
that's brutal.
it's gonna go up more because we're cutting all the Department of Education, and unlike most people think, the Department of Education money goes to colleges way more than like high schools and shit, like everyone thinks. So like it's about to get real bad, like with education level here, like post education or post uh, high school.
Lovely. That'll be exactly what
I know. It's
that'll be
just silly.
exactly what's needed. I feel for that. That'd be brutal. Because I mean, it's like 4 times the cost of anywhere else. It's absolutely
I already
ridiculous.
know. But again, so like, which is cool. I'm not saying it's like don't do it, but like the Trump administration people, they're pushing huge into fucking plumbing jobs and fucking like those jobs, like trade schools. Like, let's put a lot of money into trade schools. We need plumbers and like what you do, but it's like you want people making cures for diseases and shit like that. I feel like that's more important. Shit like that. Like we don't want to help education people. It's just so weird.
Yeah,
We're so against
I
it.
fully agree.
I don't know why.
I've legitimately wondered why as well. Because, like I said, wouldn't you want to be American exceptional?
Yeah.
Like, don't you want to be the most educated? Like, I don't know.
I know. I get it. But again, I think a lot of things come down to like it costs money and nobody wants to spend money on stuff because it's not helping them individually. Like, and like on the upfront, where like I try to explain this to people, like like let's say you pay for education and this kid fucking cures cancer that you have, like right, like that helped you, even though like you don't have a kid or whatever the fuck, like because I have this one buddy that goes to the bar. He's always like, I don't have kids. Why am I paying for kids to go to school? It's like, because that kid could be the fucking that kid could be the one that helps you down the road, bro. Like it's not that hard to fucking figure it out, like
Does this guy by any chance have a Gadsden flag on his car?
no, he's a Trumper for sure. That's what I'm saying.
No, does he have the stupid "Don't tread on me" flag on his vehicle?
No, luckily no, but he has fucking
He
MAGA
sounds like
shirt.
that kind of guy.
I know he's light. Like I said, he's got the MAGA shirts and the fucking hats and stuff. It's like, oh my god, bro.
Well, didn't you say like, why should I pay for someone else's education?
Yeah,
Like kids' education?
That's what he's asking. He's like, why am I paying for other? He's like, I don't have kids, so why am I paying, money for kids to go to school and shit? And that's what I'm trying to explain. I'm like, dude, just because it
Where do
didn't.
you get the money to go to school? Is my question. Where do you get the money for him to go to school? I imagine he doesn't really want to answer that question.
Probably not.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't even
Like
know.
I said, it's
I
that mentality is just crazy to me.
Yeah, I find American politics fascinating because I always try to get insights from other people because sometimes baffling decisions get made, and it's always helpful to try and figure it out. But sometimes no one really knows.
Thing is,
But
like, I kind of know what's going on, but it's like, I sometimes I don't even know how to explain it. It makes those like it just sounds stupid when you actually like think about what we're talking about. Like I said, just the idea like fuck these kids and all this shit because it's not helping me. It's like, dude, it is like it's like anything. Like if it doesn't help me today, I don't want it. That's kind of like the whole mentality. Like it's kind of goes like it's like instant gratification. That's how the whole world is ran now. It's like I need it now. It's like, dude, no, this thing will benefit you. I promise you. Just give it time. Let it grow. Like that kind of thought.
I suppose, yeah. I don't even, I wouldn't know from firsthand anything. I just it's well, I mean, for instant gratification, I'm astonished considering how slowly your bloody government moves. I mean, it takes your Senate months to do nothing whatsoever.
Not anymore with Trump doing the executive orders all day, every day. That's the new style.
Yeah, well, I mean, fair, but I mean, up until recently, and technically, executive orders don't have money behind them. But
I know, I get it, but yeah, I mean, we do have a slow, which sucks in ways. Sometimes it's good, it's like anything. Like the good parts is, in order to make a decision, you have to make sure it's worth doing. But sucks because a lot of things it's just bureaucracy and taking forever. Like I'm talking about the healthcare shit. It's like we should already have this shit fixed, but we don't because we're silly.
I mean, to be fair, doesn't your present health secretary? What does he say? He licks cocaine off of toilet seats or something?
Yeah, he did, and he was a heroin addict.
I've never heard a reasonable thing from Robert Kennedy Jr. I have to say. Everything that comes, every headline from this man is utterly deranged beyond belief.
It is. It's wild. I don't. Again, it comes down to people. They're conspiracy theorists. That's basically what it is. Like, if you believe conspiracy theorists, then he makes sense. Because guess what? He's saying that the government's here to hurt you or whatever the fuck it is. Like, oh, okay, that's all it took, huh?
I guess I don't know. You can mark me down as very much a Kennedy hater personally. I have no idea why that family has so much love.
Because
mean-
I think a lot of it comes down to conspiracies. Like I said, where everyone thinks that JFK was assassinated by the government, so he must have been doing something good, right? So therefore, we're gonna love him no matter what, and by proxy,
Which I don't get as a motivation, because basically it's like, if people don't like what John F. Kennedy's doing, oh yeah, great, let's shoot him and replace him with the most powerful man in the Senate who's infinitely more effective. Like, yes, let's make sure that the things that we don't want to happen absolutely do, because Lyndon Johnson will just beat up anyone who gets in his way.
Well, that was the idea.
I mean,
Everybody wanted to go to war besides JFK, so therefore they had to kill him because they wanted Lyndon. Like that's the conspiracy side. No matter what, like that's how they think.
JFK conspiracies always drag up genuinely the most deranged things I've ever heard.
I wouldn't say it's the most. It's more believable than like flat Earth or a lot of other things.
To be fair, actually, thinking about it, the Martin Luther King...
Go back to we were just talking about the fucking Jewish space lasers. Like, that's just way crazier than the JFK assassination.
To be fair, I don't think anyone actually believes that, and that's not really a conspiracy. That was just one random dumbass's tweet. I think the JFK conspiracy's got, like, tons of people behind it who actually think that there was something interesting happening.
Sure. I mean, I think they're linked. They're basically the same person. Like, what she's saying is exactly what these people would say, just on a bigger scale.
Yeah, I have done my own digging into the JFK assassination, and I've read a very significant chunk of the Warren Report. I haven't read all. Who even remembers how many bloody pages it was? How large is the Warren Report? Way too big.
Yeah.
But
basically, before I watched like science people, like basically like the one seat was lower, so it shot at an angle. That's why I was able to hit both and stuff. So like.
That's right. I got about 100 pages in, and I realized I'm done. 889 pages. Jesus. Yeah, I'm not reading all that.
Most of it's probably just
it's absolutely massive. Later followed by 26 volumes of support hearings containing 17,000 pages of evidence and 550 witnesses. I think I'm going to stop where I was, actually.
That is wild.
I think that's good enough. I think 150 pages or so is good enough for that. I don't think I'm going to read 17,000 pages of evidence, actually.
Here you go. We were just talking about healthcare. Mexico is getting universal health care starting April 13th for its 130 million citizens. President Claude Sheinbaum announced.
That's not a very Spanish-sounding name, is it?
It could be like it's SHENB or SHEINBAUM.
Yeah, it's because she's Jewish, I know, so she's got a German name. I just find it funny that the president of Mexico has a German name.
Hey, man, we could have President Rubio here. He's Cuban.
Yeah. To be fair, I don't know if there's a significant Jewish minority in Mexico, but maybe there is. I have no idea. But at least there's a big chunk of the U.S. that speaks Spanish, right?
Yeah.
At least that kind of makes sense. Actually, it's almost like the exact polar opposite of the guy who's trying to beat Viktor Orban in Hungary, who's fucking hilarious. His name is Peter Magyar. For reference, Magyar is the Hungarian word for Hungary. My man is running for Prime Minister of Hungary, and his name is Peter Hungary. That's fucking amazing.
That is wild.
I read that, and I was just sort of laughing. I was like, yes, hello, I'm John British. I want to be President or Prime Minister of the UK.
It was meant to be.
That's amazing.
I'm saying,
go.
If your last name is like British, I suppose you got to run for something with Britain, right, or something like that,
It was like the what was it? The George H.W. Bush Secretary of State with the most American name on the planet. His name was Lawrence Eagleburger, and I sort of just laughed when I read this. I was like, his name's what?
That is wild.
His name, what? His name is Lawrence Eagleburger. I was like, wow, that wins. I think that's the most American name I've ever heard.
That is
I
wild.
know, you can look it up. He literally he named all of his children the same name as well, which was funny.
It was Eagleburger.
Yes, look up Lawrence Eagleburger.
Yep, former Secretary of State. That is wild.
Can you imagine, like, being some random diplomat saying, we've got the American Secretary of State coming in. His name's Eagleburger. His name's what?
He picked that name, right?
In
Like, he
London.
changed his name? No, he was just born that
No,
way.
no. Someone in London's just like, the American Secretary of State's called what?
That is funny.
I love that. To be fair, if I had that name, I'd own it. That'd be awesome.
Well, yeah. What are you gonna do? I get. You
What?
could be JD. You could be JD Vance and change your name 3 times, I suppose.
I guess, yeah, that's so much paperwork.
Dude,
I refuse to do that.
it's just wild because, like, to me, it's like, all the super red people. They go, we don't want to call trans people by their other name. It's like, but your vice president, who you fully support, changed his name 3 times, and you guys just don't give a fuck. It's like the irony is just so wild to me.
Yeah, speaking as someone who's trans trying to change their name, it's a mountain of fucking paperwork, and you basically got to go to like 3 government offices in a day. Fuck that. I'm not doing that 3 fucking
I
times.
wonder if it's like. I mean, I would assume it's probably like that in America too. Then, how
It's more
to
just tedium.
change-
For us, it's not just like them trying to screw you over. It's basically just you have to go
Money.
get a money order from the
Yeah.
bank, then you have to go to the police station and get a fingerprinting, then you have to
Oh,
go to the
really?
city hall to pay for the fingerprinting. Well, yeah, because you have to prove you're not changing your name to like avoid a criminal record or anything.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. Okay, that I was like, you gotta change fingerprint. Okay, I guess that part makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, changing your name, make sure you're not escaping some criminal past or whatever.
Mhm.
And then you got to go back to City Hall to pay for it, and then you got to go back and give them the receipt, and then you got to wait for like 9 weeks, and then it's just it's fucking terrible. So it's just like tedium.
It says here after you have to file a petition with a local court, paying a filing fee, and often attending a hearing. You have to meet with a judge. After the judge signs a court order approving the change, you must update official records, which I'm guessing that's probably the part that takes the longest, including your social security card, driver's license, passports, marriage and divorce license. Jeez. Yeah, it's a fucking.
Yes, and I've been doing that. I imagine doing that 3 times.
Yeah, I'm just saying, just a nuisance.
Yeah, I would never do that. That
And
sounds
then here
terrible.
in Minnesota, it costs $300 per time.
I think it cost me like 190.
Okay. But yeah, that's. I mean, for us now with the whole like the Save Act they're trying to pass, that's basically what you're asking women to do, to vote, like all of them, or not all of them, but at least all the married ones and shit. It's like, why? Why do you want to make people jump through like 48 loopholes just to vote?
Also, I thought Republicans wanted married women to vote because they're more conservative.
No, women are actually more blue now. That's what's happening. That's why they hate
Well,
women.
women are, yeah, but married women, I've seen the stat. Married women still vote more Republican than unmarried.
Do they? Okay. I know, like educated
Yeah.
women vote left. Married women voting. Yeah, voting statistics 24.
Well, I think you can just look up the like 2024 election on Wikipedia, and
That's
it'll
what I'm
probably
doing.
have the bottom.
Okay, married women. Yeah, it's 50% vote right, 45% vote left, and then 5% middle, or whatever, independent. So 5% more for married women, which is funny though. So
5% more Republican.
for
5% more Republican.
Yep. For
Yeah, not
married
a
women,
surprise.
but like again, so now you have women who live with partner who is not married. It's 64% Dem.
Women who live with a partner but aren't married. You said.
Yep. I'm saying that number jumps to 64% left and 33% right.
I'm just going on Wikipedia myself now as well. 1 second.
I can say
fair enough.
I'm on the Pew Research poll of 2024
Oh, okay.
election.
I just like to have the chart in front of me. I'm trying to find
I
the
can
stupid
share-
thing.
hold on. I got you. Hold on. Give me a minute. I can share screen. Hold on. There you go. I shared it for you.
Oh. Oh, one sec. I'm looking. All right, widowed man. Men who live with partner, women who live with partner. Yeah, that is kind of surprising.
I'm saying it's such a
I
big
wouldn't have
jump
picked.
randomly. But even it's same
Yeah, I
even
wouldn't.
even with married men versus men who live with partner, it goes from 39 to 60. So what's the difference? Like honestly, what's the difference between being married than just being with somebody and like that mentality makes you fucking have to vote a certain like I don't know. There has to be
To be
something.
fair, not included in here are anything like age, because at the end of the day, if you are married
You're older.
compared to just living with your girlfriend, there's a higher chance you're older, which is
Yeah.
obviously means you're probably going to be more conservative anyway. We just don't have any of that data embedded, but I would
Oh,
predict it's an age thing.
maybe okay.
Actually, the rest of the article, no. But
That's what I'm saying.
my prediction is it's an age thing.
Women who have never been married all 3 times are likely to associate K by a narrow margin. Democrats. Widow women, sexual orientation. No, I don't see no numbers like age wise. Parents with more Republicans than voters with children. What does this say? A slim majority, 54% of fathers of children under 18 identify or lean towards Republican. So yeah, if you have kids, you tend to be slightly more Republican.
Hmm.
I guess that kind of
Again,
makes
probably
sense.
more. Yeah,
This one,
probably more a marker of who's going to have kids, right?
well, this one actually does have age says. So if you have kids and you're 35 to 44, you are going to be 55% Republican as a man, and for women though, it's only 44%.
And then among older, it's more
55,
conservative,
yeah,
as to probably
55,
be
50, yeah,
expected.
yeah, that jumps up 6, 7%.
Fascinating, the male demographic doesn't budge an inch
They
on
just,
the
it's,
Republican-leaning
I
side.
think I would tend to think that males tend to be more stubborn, so they kind of just stay packed. Like if I think this as a 5-year-old, I'm thinking this my whole life, like that kind of mentality. Versus, I think women are probably more easily changeable, more open to.
I mean, we don't see the same gender splits in our polling, so, or at least, sorry, the same age-based gender splits in our polling. It tends to sort of track how you'd expect, with younger people voting more to the left and older people voting more. Actually, in our case, not so much, because the Liberals gain most of their support with the Boomers, and the Conservatives get most of their support among like the 35 to 50 crowd.
Okay.
And which is helpful for us because old people actually vote.
They
So
vote.
it's
They vote every
good. It's a
time.
good demographic
They
to
take
have.
it the most serious, honestly.
Yeah, yeah. I'm glad my parents are boomers. They taught me to vote every time, and I do it every time. It's good.
Yeah, 10% more women voted for Harris than men. 53 to 43, 10% gap.
Let's see what.
Which is not even bigger because Biden had a 12% gap.
Let's see what the Canadian election post mortem said. I'm actually kind of curious because I don't fully remember it.
The closest men ever came to voting for a Democrat was Obama versus McCain. 48 to
Did they?
48 to 43.
Did they vote? Really, men have been majority Republican for like decades.
Yeah, since 1992. That was the last time. It was 38-38 in 1992. And then ever
Look
since
at that. That's surprising.
And then women's basically always been Dems in general.
Fascinating. I was not aware. I was trying to see if we have a gender split in our post mortem. I think we do. We should. This is Abacus polling, and he normally has that sort of stuff. Actually, Leger's probably got something. Let me look this up.
In Obama's first year, 96% of black women and 95% of 96% of black women and 95% of black men voted for Obama.
To be fair, haven't the Democrats got about 85% of the 85% of the black vote since like 1968?
Since 1992, it's been 87% or higher.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And I mean, Democrats haven't won the white vote since 1964. Nationwide. I happen to know that.
Yeah, during the fucking the Dixiecrat era.
Pretty much, yeah. Because, losing the southern white vote just sort of meant you never nationwide carried the majority again.
Dude, Trump has killed it with black people the last 3 elections. He had 13%, 19%, and 21%.
Is that total?
For the last 3 elections that he was in, 13% or black votes, I should specify. 13% of black men, I should say, black men voted for Trump, and then it was 19% of black men, and then it was 21% this last election.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing that. I do remember it was still under 15% if you averaged it out. I'm pretty sure it was anyway. But
Romney in 2012 only had 3% of black men voting for him. That's wild, 3%.
American race relations are really weird. I have to say, though, like
Isn't it
a way,
funny
I
because
find
people I was saying it's funny because people always act like they don't exist. It's like we solved this, like, dude, no, we really have. Like it's better. I'm not saying it's like whatever, but like it's not fixed all the way. Like you can still see these just even by voting, like you're saying with voting history and shit.
I mean, more my point is, at least it's discussed, but what is it? American sort of race relations. Every time I hear about, identifying with a political party because of your race, I'm like, what the hell is that? What the fuck are you talking about? I find that very confusing.
I know it shouldn't be that way, but
I would fully agree.
The main thing is when the party swapped. That was like, I think that was the beginning of like black people fully going mostly Democrat because the Republican Party switched over to fucking the pro KKK and shit. So I guess why the fuck would you ever want to be a part of them? I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, I basically sign in the Civil Rights Act. You're gonna win their support. Shocker, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I mean, it makes sense how it happened, but I mean, I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I was saying, yeah, it makes sense to me. It
is weird though.
It's strange. It's very strange. As someone who
Latino, so like basically, I mean, since '64 though, like Republican is just the party of white males in general. Like that's what it is. I mean, there's obviously gonna be not 100%, but just in general, because like when you look at all these numbers, like Latinos, like this last year was the worst. It was 58% Harris, so still fucking way high. Latino men though was only 44% for Harris. So that's a big drop off. They went from 59% of men were voting for Biden to 44% for Harris.
Which, I mean, what didn't he call Puerto Rico like a floating garbage heap or something?
Yeah, he called them a shithole country and shit. Yeah, I already know, dude. It's just wild.
Well, no, I think he calls everyone else a shithole country, didn't he? What did he say about Puerto Rico though? It was like a floating pile of garbage or something.
I thought he called it a shithole country. I thought that was the big talking point. Maybe it wasn't them. I'll double check.
I love a Caleb Hammer. No fucking way. Yeah.
Oh, it was Haiti. He referred to Haiti and.
Oh, Haiti. He called that. What did he call them?
He called them a shithole country. Like they're just a shithole country. What did he say? Trump on Puerto Rico.
Yeah, that was the one.
Let's see what he said. Yeah, he called them dirty and poor, calling the island dirty and poor, and arguing that the residents wanted everything done for them.
No, here it was. Yeah, 2024 campaign. He called Puerto Rico a floating island of garbage.
Oh, okay.
There it is. I was waiting for that. Thank you, and thanks NPR. I'll always rely on you.
I know, right? That's why we're trying to get rid of NPR, right?
I know. They're halfway decent. Fuck them.
I know. That's funny.
I'm trying to see if I can find some bloody gendered polling on Canada. I'm trying to see, because we actually don't track by race, so I just do not have this data. We don't really cover that. And I'm trying to see, we should have a gender split by that, shouldn't we? Where the hell is it?
You, like, this is from like Rutgers University, so like, don't any of your guys' universities do any of this stuff like that for you guys?
No, we have dedicated polling companies.
Okay. I mean, we have those.
We have that.
It's a little bit of both.
If you want good Canadian polling, just go read whatever Leger has to say. They've always got the good numbers.
Okay.
They've been the most accurate polling company for like 7 years or something.
So white women specifically, 46% voted for Harris, and 38% of white women voted for Harris. So below in both.
Sorry, you said white women voted for Harris 2 times. I think you misspoke. What did you mean by that?
Men were 38% and women were 46%.
Thank you. Yeah. Where's this darn thing? Yeah, we've actually got slightly higher approval rating, I think, by male approval rating for the Prime Minister. 44% approval for men and 37% for women. And 51% among 55 and over crowd.
Nice.
Which, yeah, we have a decent amount of boomer support, which I guess kind of makes sense, but...
does make sense. You know, we'll say, so now looking at the history, white men have voted Republican 62, 62, 61, and 60% the last 4 elections. So it's pretty much 62%, 61.5% of white men will always vote Republican pretty much no matter what.
That's a remarkably large number, I have to say. Oh, no, sorry. I was reading the wrong stat off to you. I was reading the preferred leader stats. Approval of Prime Minister Carney. Among men, 53%, women 49%, which is a bloody good rating.
Yeah.
And also, but not quite so strong. It's basically, like a 4-point split and not,
Yeah.
they're not that diverged. That's quite a large number, 60 whatever it was. What's the white women vote for Republican ratio? What's that number?
White women is 40, or no, for Republican or Democrat?
Yeah, for the GOP.
38% of white women vote for, well, that was Harris, Republican. 53% of white women voted for Trump this last election.
It's like a 9-point gap. Jesus.
That is huge. What are you guys at? 61? 62?
Yeah, no, you said, what was it? Men at 62, women at 53? That's like a 9-point gap.
Yeah.
And for us, it's 53 men, 49 women for Prime Minister approval.
So in Obama's first election, 57% of white men voted for McCain, and 53% of white women voted for McCain. That was the closest we ever came to white people in general almost voting for a Dem. Well, since 92. 92 was Bush. 92 with post Reagan, apparently everything was very equal with like Dems and Republicans. Apparently, seems like in all these polls or all these stats.
Well, if you go watch a documentary on like the 90s elections, yeah, basically everyone was saying this. It's like, man, I can't tell these fuckers apart.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Hence why Ross Perot was running, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then drops out and then re-enters the race, which I don't know what the fuck he was planning.
I don't even know, because he ended up running a third party, so like he used his own money anyway. So like I don't know what he was waiting for.
Well, no, he was running, and then he dropped out, and then he came back like 3 weeks later.
Yeah, but he was running as an independent, right?
Yeah, but no, what I mean is he dropped out of the race.
Yeah.
And then re-entered the race like 3 weeks after he dropped out. Which, like, what was his plan? Why did he do that? It's just like, yes, let's like give my opponents 3 weeks of free media attention, where I'm not there.
Here we go. Here's fun stats. So in 2024 election, education level. If you're an educated white woman, 58% of them voted for Harris. If you're an educated white male, it was 48%. So a 10-point difference, even if you're educated. That's crazy. And then if you're a non-educated white woman, it was 35%. If you're a non-educated white male, it was 29%.
29.
There's not even
that is
Clinton was 23% of white males that were non-educated. That's the lowest.
26. Very, very poor.
That is very poor.
What was her female numbers by any chance? Considering she was the first woman to run, so I guess it was more of a novelty factor.
51% of educated women and 34% of uneducated women.
That's
So
slightly worse. Jesus.
Harris did 7 points higher with educated women and 1% better with uneducated women. So Harris was a much better candidate for women.
What was the male number, the male comparison between Harris and Clinton?
48% educated to 39% educated. And then 29% uneducated to 23. So yeah, Harris crushed Clinton like on every stat.
Which is surprising. I thought she would have done sort of about the same, to be honest.
You know, I kind of because she was the first one, I thought her like educated numbers would have been higher. Like educated women, you would have thought. I would have thought.
Women numbers would have been higher generally, just because she was the first one, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I'm trying to see what random facts there are about.
It's so funny when you click the graph from Democrat to Republican, like the uneducated just skyrocket. It's like, geez. It's just like
It used to.
and then you tell people about like, you know, you guys are no, we're not. It's like, dude, every poll, every stat says the otherwise.
Yeah, but based upon the loyalty, I mean, Donald Trump can basically say whatever he wants. I mean, they've clearly got a decent record going, I guess.
So like Trump this last election got 41% of educated white women. He got 50% of educated white males. And then he got 69% of uneducated white males. So 70% of dummies vote Republican. If you're a white male and you're stupid, you're voting Republican 70% of the time.
Yeah, I don't. Okay, what do people say about him that could possibly be appealing? Because I mean, obviously, as you can tell from us up here, we rather hold him in contempt. What? He's such a repellent man. Regardless of
he owns the
disagreement,
libs and he's funny. That's all it is. He owns the libs and he's funny.
Repellent.
That's all people care about.
There has to be something more than that. I mean, you're not going to stand around at his rallies for 2 hours just listening to that.
I mean, he's a con artist, dude. I mean, he's been doing this literally his whole life. So I mean, I don't know. Like, he has a way, and people just gravitate towards him. I don't know what it is. Like personally, like I said, I never watched any of his shitty shows and you know all this stuff. So I never fucking liked him. I don't know what people like about him. Honestly, it's been confusing to me my whole fucking life.
Yeah, such a weird thing. Oh my goodness, you should go Wikipedia the 2025 Canadian election and go look at the lead that the Conservatives screwed up. Yeah, go Google 2025 Canadian election. Open up the opinion polling tab that's like at the bottom there, and just go look at that line. It's absolutely comedic.
Which one? Which line?
And scroll down. Keep going. Like to the drop-down tabs.
All the way to the bottom.
Oh no, you're on desktop. You don't actually have to worry about that. Just sort of scroll to where it should say opinion polling somewhere on the. Oh yeah, click on the left there, opinion polling.
Oh, I got it now. Yep, I see it.
Now go to the second chart.
Oh, that's right.
Look at that! What in the video game bullshit is that?
Oh, we call that a stolen election, 2020. Remember? The graph
Yeah,
shot
well,
straight up. The graph shot straight up. That's what I was told.
No, it's like what kind of like election browser game type bullshit is this? You like 19% all the way up to 43, which was the final end result. That's absolutely ridiculous. That genuinely is just, you know, random election browser game type shit where you somehow turn around this ridiculous nonsense.
It's wild. Yeah, dude. And then you look at the other ones, dude. They're fucking nothing. Like this one actually. Who is this? Oh, who's the New Democratic Party? Who's this yellow one?
That's the orange. That's the New Democrats who's in orange. Yes.
Yeah. Are they? I mean, you're not a fan of them?
I mean, I was just saying that's the New Democrats. Yes, in orange. They're the further left, formerly socialist, now
okay.
just sort of social
They're the far left.
now just.
Okay.
Well, they're not far left. They're just sort of social democrats, but they're not very competent. Imagine your European Labour Party, but kind of run by very unserious people.
Okay, because I was just wondering.
Sort of, yeah.
Greetings.
Because they dropped
Good.
down hella. I was just saying, like, as the,
Oh, yeah.
the red one shot way, the bottom one, the blue dropped too. But I'm saying this one dropped the fuck off too. So like, the Liberal Party must have got a lot of this yellow and a lot of the blue to fucking.
Yep.
Huh.
I mean, imagine one party being run by Jeremy Corbyn in the New Democrats,
Yeah.
and another party being run by somebody with the general demeanor of Elon Musk a bit.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, just
And
one
then
more
imagine,
extreme.
and then we bring in Mr. Boring Straight Man, Mr. Boring Banker, and suddenly everyone goes, "Holy shit! Give me the boring banker! Fuck yeah!"
Were you a fan of Trudeau or no?
Generally, I mean, I'm socially quite a liberal, and the Liberal Party always has been. I think I appreciate his social stances.
Okay.
I just generally speak. That's why Canada's been the best country for basically any minority group ever, any LGBT minority. I appreciate his unwillingness to sort of hem and haw on that issue. He basically just said, yes, we're going to support equal rights, and yes, I'm going to ram it down your throats, and yes, I'm going to wield my majority to get the legislation through. What are you going to fucking do about it?
Mm-hmm.
Which I appreciate.
Yeah.
And which is good. I don't consider his economic policy to be the wisest. I think his handling of, say, the trucker convoy was very good. I think it should have been harsher. That's one thing I like about the Liberal Party, is we're not these sort of softies when it comes to enforcing law and order. It's why when the convoy was in, we gave them 7 days to clear out or face immediate criminal charges. And that was what happened. I think he'd run out of time after 10 years. But at the end of the day, he's technically the most successful person who's run in a free election, taking the party up from 34 seats to 184 for a 150-seat gain, which is among an actually free election, I believe, is the largest gain by a single political party, a single Democratic Party ever.
That is wild. In the last 10 years, you said?
That was the 2015 election. He brought the Liberals up from 34 seats to 184.
You know what sucks for us is that because our colors are flipped. Your Liberal Party is fucking red. So anytime I see red, I'm like, oh, wait, that's actually for you guys, the good party.
That's everyone. That's everywhere. To be fair, the UK is the same.
Dude, we are opposite of everybody in a lot of ways. I don't know why.
To be fair, the reason why it was in your case was because it wasn't decided by the parties. It was just decided randomly by the TV networks that just said, just flip a coin. Whereas in the case of a lot of other countries like the UK, red was the sort of socialist, the red flag for the socialists, hence the Labour Party being in red. So it's mostly because it wasn't your parties that decided, it was just the TV networks. So they didn't really have like an ideological reason for it, hence why it's so random. Although red and blue is not that common. In Germany, it's black versus red, red on the left, black on the right. In France, it's pink on the left and blue on the right. In Japan, it's blue on the left, green on the right. And I don't remember what Australia is, actually, so I'm not going to say that. In India, it's orange on the right, blue on the left. Italy is actually, no, Italy has about 100 parties, so I'm not going to go there. So there is a lot more of a mix, but yeah. But yeah, if you go watch the 2015 Canadian election, that was, I believe, the largest gain by any political party percentage-wise, which was quite impressive.
How's it going, Brandon?
It's going fine. Just dealing with fucking drama between people and arguments. Like Melissa and Lars got into it over something, and just
shitty.
We're being massive nerds.
Triggering deal, I mean, I understand how all the triggering works. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
sure,
it's all. I mean, it's really linguistic and what you're fucking used to, right? And like, where you're coming from, right? Like,
yeah, a lot of times it's
like your so it's like
something like you mishear,
if you think you're the one motherfucker that's right and has to be heard, right? You're gonna have some sort of attitude, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like we all got to have some sort of perspective outside of our own perspective.
Yeah,
which is a bitch. That's where we fucking suck.
True.
That's where we all fucking.
That's where having a good friend, like anytime you're
everybody that's a thinker, we gotta fucking put our shit together.
Well, I'm saying like if you're arguing with like your girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever the fuck, and it's kind of good to have an outside perception to make sure like you didn't go too far or what, like I didn't fuck up here, like I didn't say nothing bad, I didn't get too emotional or whatever kind of thing because you need that
Yeah.
outside
So
perspective.
it's like say you and I, right? So it's like I know how I can talk to you, and I know how you're gonna take it,
Sure.
and so on and so forth. So it's like I have like a model. It's like we're kind of same sorts of dudes, right? You know it,
Mhm.
and then like sensitivity factors in, right? So it's like,
Yep.
and then social norms. It's like whenever yeah. It's like whenever you meet somebody you don't really know or you're not used to, they can't push. So there's no precedent
Or
for how
Or
one
I
ought to
always
act.
say you just be your true self in the sense like if you shit talk or like make jokes and shit, like I don't really care what's wrong. Like if you don't like it, then I just go cool. Or I guess we're not supposed to be friends. Like like
Man, as long
you
as
know-
the space is neutral, man, I'm fucking happy as a fucking clam.
Hell
You
yeah.
know, atmosphere.
Mm-hmm. No, I get that. But yeah, the older I've got, the less I've tried to like fit in with people, like in the sense of like, when you're a kid, you're trying to make friends and do shit. But like once I got old enough, where I'm just like, I don't give
Yeah.
a fuck. Like, dude, I'm just gonna be myself, and if you like it, cool. If you don't, cool. Like, like I said, I'm not trying to look for friends like that. In a sense like that. It's like, no, I just want to be myself. If you're willing to roll along with me, cool. And if not, by all means.
Yeah. See, I get so far ahead of myself, like in terms of ideals, So
get
it's
it.
like,
Yeah, you get lost in your own.
That's
head trying
where-
to-
yep, I do. Yeah, dude. So it's like I have to fucking establish some protocol, keep the fucking territories clean.
Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, if you want to crack jokes, you want to talk shit, or whatever kind of stuff. If you want to talk about like, like philosophy shit with people, that's cool too. Like, dude, you're always gonna find random people like, yeah, dude, that's pretty. Like the other day, I was talking about.
There's a
money
way
shit
to
like that.
talk about it.
Yeah.
There's always a way to talk about the shit, like a language,
Mhm.
Yeah. The commoners, there's commoner was, I don't want to say commoner, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I'm just.
You guys know what I mean.
What do I think here?
Like,
You just gotta be yourself, like I said, and try not to worry about
Oh yeah.
getting lost in your own head because that's the shit I think that affects most people. But I mean, it seems to be like you get in those situations where you're in a different norm for you, and then you get kind of like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. It's like just do what you normally do.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
fuck it, dude.
exactly.
Like just be yourself, and if, like I said, if people roll along with you, fucking cool. If they don't, who cares?
That's weird. Yeah. I don't know. Fucking intelligence or whatever. It's a fucking bitch, dude.
It's just
Like,
overthinking. Like I said, that's the big thing. And I mean, I feel like
yeah,
to an
but it's
extent.
like, yeah, it's like you go in directions like, where the fuck did this even come from? Kind of deal. Yeah. Going round and round.
Actually, no, I'm interested. Let's see. What's it called? YouGov.
At least I know a lot about psychology now. That makes me happy.
Psychology. You've been getting more into that.
Yeah, lots of shit. Like just my organic like grasp of things, dude. I love it.
Politics. Let's see here. Do we got any fucking?
what are you looking for?
I'm just trying to see if any new YouGov polls I like to see. So since the war started, dude, Democrats have got up 12% in polling. Okay.
Yeah, you guys hit along like pragmatic strategy lines.
I
You guys
try
been
to
here
be.
for quite a while too.
That's where sometimes I get fights with my girlfriend because I just try to take the logical route. Like I try to my best to try to take my emotions out and try to be like, all right, if I wasn't upset or if I wasn't whatever the fuck, like how would I think of this situation and go with that instead of letting my emotions take over and go, fuck, I gotta lose my mind or whatever the fuck, like nobody's.
I have a dad who used to be in the military. I do that naturally. That gets fucking worked into you pretty early here.
I suppose, yeah, man. I never.
I don't know how many
only
of you
military
have,
people I
have
had was
any
my
family members
grandparents.
in-
My grandparents were in World War II. That's the only military life I have, or whatever people I knew.
Yeah, no, my dad
Yeah.
was in the Air Force and the NATO bases in West Germany in the 60s and 70s. So,
Oh, nice.
as a general rule, it's just like, oh yeah, no. Like, taking that like emotional approach got whipped out of me pretty fucking quick.
Huh.
Yeah. Do you guys pay attention much to just random international events? I try to every now and again.
Sure.
I paid attention to the Hungarian
I wish I could.
election.
The election, yeah. fucking.
The Hungarian election might finally kick out the utterly baffling situation in which
No, it should
Viktor
exactly.
Orban, present sitting Prime Minister of Hungary, is endorsed by both Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump. Which,
Isn't
I
that
mean,
weird?
what the fuck is that?
I know that's what I'm
And
saying.
as I
Isn't that
said,
weird? Like,
amazing candidate name of Peter Hungary, and or sorry, Peter Hungarian,
yo,
Peter Hungarian rather, and uh, again, imagine like an '80s Reagan Republican hearing that one day their nominee
I know
will
friends
support
with fucking Russia.
will support the Russian leader will support someone in Eastern Europe, and also Donald Trump, the American Republican president,
Oh my
will
god.
support a politician from Eastern Europe. And it would just have them fucking
Dude, I don't
shot.
even know, dude. And I always say whenever random Republican people bring up, we're the party of Reagan, I'm like, you guys are fucking not even close to Reagan. Reagan would be shitting on all of you guys. Like, he would hate you so much for the exact thing you're talking. We fucking had Putin in Alaska. Like, let's meet him and fucking like, no, dude, that's not what any of those people would ever do. The old Republican
Yeah,
Party
like,
would never
seriously.
do.
No grown-ups.
Like, seriously, imagine the GOP of the 1980s getting the chance to literally fight the Russians in Ukraine and arm to the fucking teeth and bones and finally get a chance to fight the Russians. They'd be salivating at the mouth at that. Like, imagine Reagan in 2022. He'd be handing Ukraine a fucking aircraft carrier at this point. Like, yeah,
You
go
would, too.
fucking crazy.
Yeah, dude,
I'd arm them. They'd arm them like mad.
They would,
It's
dude.
like, man, what happened?
I know.
It would have been amazing to see, actually. Fuck yeah. Kick
again,
the Russians.
I always talk shit, dude. Like, Russians couldn't even beat like our '90s equipment. Like, dude, if we actually sent them like our up to date shit and we sent that to Ukraine to fight them, dude, they'd be so fucked. Like, honestly, just
Also, they can't took over a country with literally no natural boundaries. If you ever go Google Street View Ukraine and go look at how fucking flat that country is. There's no mountains. They're not getting stuck on mountains. It's an empty field. It's just endless fields. It's a very, very flat country, and they're getting stuck in an open field, like literally the
Getting
best
plucked apart.
place to fight.
sure. I mean, that's
And
always
it's like,
that's
how have you
always
done
Russia,
this?
dude. That's why Russia always, forever, has lost the most people in all the wars because they're like the worst. It's like the worst area to try to like overtake because, like you're saying, it's flat, dude. Like you're just getting picked off one by one by one by one over and over. Like, what is it in World War II? What did they lose? Like 3 million people, 4 million people, something ridiculous. Like they lost the highest amount.
About 21 million.
Was it? I just knew they had the highest. World War II.
Yeah, about 21 million.
Yeah, they even have more than 24 million.
Oh, yeah, I was undershooting it too.
Germany had 7 to 8 million. That was second. Poland 6.
But yeah, the thing with big flat open plains is they're great if you're the attacker and they're terrible if you're the defender. Which means by all rights the Russians should just be walking this shit. Ukraine is in a terrible position. They're trying to defend on an open field. And they're winning, or at least holding the line, which is absurd.
Well, I think Russia's taken over like 10 miles of land. Like it ain't much for like what 3-4 years of fighting. Like
No, it's not. It's not 3 years. It's 2 week long special military operation. What are you talking about?
oh, are we talking about Iran again? Just kidding, joking.
No. 2 week long special military operation, and I'll throw you out of a window if you say otherwise.
Yeah.
Funny how that's just been the Russian thing these days. You'd think you'd just like have somebody poisoned. The throwing out of the window is really like unsubtle.
Dude, I mean, honestly, if you think about it, I'm surprised there has been no like Valkyrie situation with like
Valkyrie?
when the dude tried to kill Hitler, the German guy. You know what I'm talking about? A German officer, one of the higher ups, towards the end of the war, because he knew that Germany was just going to lose, and he's like, I don't want to sacrifice any more people to this endless war. So he fucking, they would do a secret meeting in the woods, whatever, some like hut, and he fucking brought a briefcase with a fucking bomb in it to fucking detonate, and it fucking
Yes, I have heard of this. I have heard of the one you're talking about. I didn't know the name of it, to be fair, so that fair enough then. But yes, I know the story. I would say kind of true. I would also say, to be fair, looking at the history of Russian leaders over the past, I don't know, 70 years or so, they well, not even that. Like the last 70 years or so, they tend to either die or just leave. They haven't been overthrown really ever since the Tsar, admittedly.
Yeah, Tsar Nicholas.
Yeah, was kind of the last leader to be overthrown, really. So
because
I'd
he
say-
fought Japan and lost. Remember that? That was like one of the big fucking breaking points, if I recall.
well, that was 1905. That wasn't it. It was more the losses during World War One when there was, no, when hyperinflation was taking hold, and also the army was losing, and the Germans were something like 200 kilometers away from the capital, from Petersburg.
Okay. I mean, I
And
can look into it more. I have a long time ago. I just don't remember the details anymore.
regardless, the Tsar was overthrown due to just losing support of the army. And then, of course, Russian Civil War, Bolsheviks, etc. Run an election, lose, overthrow the government.
The Bolsheviks.
typical
Isn't that where the Jews-
communist
isn't that
behavior.
where all the Jews killed all the Christians? Just kidding.
Oh yes, the Judeo-communists, as said by the fascists, and also the Judeo-capitalists, as said by the communists. What are wonder where they actually are? It's like, man.
I have a buddy I had to fucking read up. I mean, I already knew this shit, but then, like, again, it's like I said, I forget things, so I had to fucking reread a bunch of that shit about all that because he's like, they're killing all these because he tried to, it's like anything. They're like, they killed 10 million Christians, and when I looked at the number, it was like 20,000. Still not good, but it's like the number you're trying to throw out versus what the real number is not even fucking close, bro. Like, can we fucking be
I even think
real?
there's 10 million. I even think there's 10 million Christians in the Middle East right now.
I'm talking about the Russians.
Brandon
the
is a
Russians.
bitch. Brandon's a bitch. Brandon is a bitch. Ooh,
You,
yeah,
Mitch.
fuck you too. I love you. You finally moved it, man.
Oh my god. Dude, you drunk? You drunk? Dude, I'm 2 beers deep. 2 beers.
Yeah.
2 beers. Blue moons.
Yeah. Oh,
Some
nice,
fucking
nice. Do you have any oranges?
Bitch shit. No, I
Do you have
don't
any
do that.
oranges?
That's
Aw,
too.
what the
That's
fuck?
too.
We're bougie. We don't be all fucking.
What's the word for it?
bougie.
No, blue moons. Blue moons with the orange wedge right around the glass.
No,
You
I
squeeze
ain't got no
it.
time for that shit. You fucking drink it. That's what you do.
No, you gotta have the orange wedge. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling
That
you,
is the thing,
100%.
Brandon, as a bartender. You're
A
supposed
wedge.
to do that.
Oh, I know.
I'm not
I
saying
know.
you have to.
I
I'm
was
saying,
thinking I could become a bartender. I don't know what the fuck I want to do, man. For like,
Dog, I can tell you. Look up the
Dude.
Series 65.
would I get social battery ward out or whatever doing your work? What do you think?
Yeah.
Dude, you
No
get,
shit.
you'll,
Think
you'll
so?
always get burnt out
Brendan,
doing
you should let him
anything.
cook. Brendan, you should let him
I should
cook.
cook.
Yeah.
Dude.
You like food.
I do like food.
you
I want
like
people to talk
cook
to
food.
too.
We gotta work in a real,
Yeah,
a real
exactly.
kitchen, not a fucking single kitchen if you're gonna do that. But
Yeah, I need like a.
Yeah.
I'll do anything with people that have a fucking brain, dude. I don't give a shit.
well,
Work
again, I
at a
told you you
fucking
could
truck
practice for the series, read for the Series 65 exam, and become a fucking stockbroker. Read
Oh,
about
dude.
money all day and talk to
Like-
people about making money all day. I mean, it's fun,
Yeah, what the fucking.
and you get
Guess
a,
what?
Wrap my head around
Flush.
that. Yeah.
Fucking Bruce
you
Lee
get a chunk
versus
of
Chuck
change. bro.
Norris.
You get a chunk of change for doing it. You get like whatever.
Yeah, I
Huh?
should. That sounds right. Yeah, that sounds smart.
It's like five. Like let's say like this guy gives you 10 grand to fucking buy shit or whatever. You get 5% of that. Or
Just
whatever
do
it is.
practical shit. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean,
I,
honestly,
don't, why
so-
I always
one-
get. It's
one
like
of-
I'm
I'm saying
figuring
it's one
out
thing
why
you don't
practical shit sucks the energy out of me. I'm
You don't-
almost
you don't
there.
need a degree. Well, my big thing is
The reward
Yeah.
system.
It's something you can read and do, and you don't need a degree. You don't need to go to an accountant school to do it. You can just, if you know the information, you just fucking pay. I think it's like $200 to take.
Yeah.
the class.
Intrinsic rewards. Yeah.
Fuck that noise.
You said you're a bartender, right, Wally?
Yep.
What do you? What's your go-to drink? I always liked a nice. I always go with just a nice gin tonic. What's your preferred cocktail to make or to have?
I
Uh,
tried those.
If I'm gonna go like basic, I'm either
You
going
tried
like vodka, fucking pineapple, or like a
Screwdrivers.
Captain Coke.
Yeah.
If I'm going basic,
A
but I'd rather have
Captain
some.
Coke. What's a
I like stuff
Captain
that's
Coke?
fancy though. Like if I'm gonna go drink, I like fancier, like fucking, because that's the way I fucking make like 6-7 boozes in a drink, and it fucking tastes delicious. People are like, this goes in it. Like, yeah, just trust me, it'll be delicious.
What's
Yeah.
What's a Captain Coke? Sorry, I've never heard of that.
Spice rum.
Yeah.
Oh, a rum and
and
Coke.
Coke.
Oh, okay.
It's a spice
Yeah,
rum
rum
though.
and
It's
Coke.
not like a Bacardi.
It's a
My
Julian
stripper
drink.
name.
Oh, and speaking of which,
It's a
I'm
what?
rewatching a.
That's my stripper
Trip
name.
My boys, Julian.
'Cause, I sprinkle a little bit of Coke on it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit.
Yeah, totally. Because you got the money for that.
Just kidding.
I can pretend that
My
I'm a
fucking
baller.
Shrek looking ass. My Shrek body ass stripper.
Hey, man, no matter what you think, somebody's into it.
Yep, there's a
True.
market for it.
That's why I always tell people, like, no matter what you think, somebody's into it.
So yeah,
There we go,
Brandon,
sex
come
worker.
on and
Sex
fucking
worker.
drink.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Honestly,
36-year-old.
Come Randy,
36.
eat a bunch of
230
cheeseburgers.
pound,
Whore yourself out for $10 or cheeseburgers a pop.
Oh man, yeah, hell yeah, yep. Just go down to the Burger King.
LC.
The Burger King.
Yeah,
I
I've
don't
been
even like, dude, I can't even tell you the
rewatching.
last time I ate Burger King, dude. Like that's, I mean, I really don't eat
Yeah.
much like that in general, but like, I've never been like, yeah, I want Burger King.
Right?
Best
Sometimes
fast
I do.
food- The best of fast food quality. Best fast food quality is Dairy Queen all the way.
That I can see.
Of all the fast food, they're
I
the
really
best.
like it. Yeah,
Dairy Queen is pretty
we got
good,
close.
actually.
We got when it's like a mile and a half away.
Dairy Queen fries in particular, and also the flamethrower burger. They're for fast food.
You like their chicken
Absolutely,
tenders?
I get-
for fast
I
food,
get the chicken
excellent.
tenders with the
Uh,
fucking gravy.
Flamethrower burger. Fuck
They are
yeah.
good.
I get
I'm not saying they're not.
onion rings. But yeah,
Onion rings, I'll go to Burger King for.
but I do think
Also, I-
their fries are better than, like, I don't know,
The
everybody's.
Burger King fries are absolutely
Yeah,
100% trash. They are a fucking
Yeah.
literal plastic seafood.
Oh, theirs?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
And
not
because the
literally,
Dairy Queen
they taste
And
like
because the Dairy Queen fries are so good, the Dairy Queen poutine here is really good, which I've learned they don't sell in the US, which kind of makes me sad.
That does
Yeah,
make me
except for
sad too.
special-
Poutine, yeah, we don't.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not
I
Dairy
really
Queen, but they
wish-
have it in certain like parts of the country. Like,
But-
I'm gonna fucking go in there. I'm gonna
Except-
make shit change. Oh,
Except we have fucking double burgers, half-pound burgers. Like, no more double fucking burgers.
so
Single
a full
only.
pound burger then, if it's a double burger.
No, they're quarter
Oh, okay.
each.
2 quarter,
And
okay, I got
it's
you.
like
That
half
makes
a pound. It's like, dude, you're sitting in a truck for how long? You do not need this. No, it's more of a health concern.
I think truckers generally just make bad health decisions.
Yeah, no shit. Becoming a trucker, for instance.
My dad
No,
was
I know.
a
It's
trucker,
like
but-
you eating like shit
I
and
fucking
taking meth to
hate
stay
them.
awake. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
back in the
fucking
day.
hate
I asked my dad
truckers.
about that shit back in the day. He was telling me one time, someone it was like super cold out. And the guy's like, "Oh, you need something to drink to keep you warm," and he thought it was a fucking hot coffee. It ended up being like fucking Everclear and shit. He's like, "Oh my god." He's like, "It's cold as fuck out
Did you
here."
not-
Yeah,
Did he
sounds
not
about right.
like look at the beverage in any capacity?
No, he had it in a fucking coffee, like one of those coffee thermal cups, whatever.
Yeah.
And just handed it to him. He's like,
But
"Oh, you're
was
cold
it
here?"
hot by any chance? Please tell me he was drinking scalding hot, like almost boiling point vodka.
I think it was. If I were to guess, I guess I didn't ask him that, but it was funny though. I just remember him telling me the story when I was like younger.
Oh, can you imagine the utter death that would be unleashed upon you if you drank almost boiling point Everclear, like 75% alcohol? I would want to kill myself.
Shoot.
Like you took a sip of it without knowing what was in it, got a big swig of that. I would want to die.
Yeah, fuck, dude.
That would be terrible.
It would be terrible.
How's it going, Brandon?
Oh, not too much. Bad. What's going on with you, man? I'm just fucking.
Not much. I wrote like 4,000 pages of my final university report, so I got one of my classes done at least. That's nice.
Hell yeah.
Got like 4,000, or not 4,000 pages. That'd be hilarious. 4,000 words.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Yeah.
How far
Right,
It was
into
a 4,000 pages.
your
Yeah, cool.
education are you?
How far through it? About yeah. It sort of varies. I've sort of pivoted my focus, so I'm fully through with some classes and completely at the beginning with others. So kind of finished in some areas and not in others. So it's kind of hard to answer that question, admittedly.
Okay.
How old are you? Are you young?
22. 22.
Oh, okay. Hell yeah, dude. I'm 36. Oh, I said that.
Yeah.
But
I'm just old.
I don't remember you
Old.
saying that, but yeah, no, I wrote like what 4,000 words inside of 3 or 4 hours. So now I'm just like, bleh, I'm gonna go eat some junk and eat some junk and play video games for a second.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Did you
Everybody needs
get
that.
Hearts of Iron by any chance? By the way,
No,
Wally.
but my credit card is coming by the end of this week, like this upcoming week. My new credit cards from losing my wallet, so I'll be able to get it then. I've been waiting.
Do you have to like replace everything, like your driver's license too? That's going to be a
Yeah.
whole lot of pain in the ass to go down to your DMV
Already-
or whatever it's
yeah,
called.
I already did all that. It was annoying, but I mean, I'm done now.
Or, like,
So.
State Services Center or whatever your office is
Oh
called.
yeah, the DMV.
Okay.
But yeah, I already did all that. It sucked. That's what I'm saying. I had to order all my credit cards and shit over. I'm like, I need them all sent back, please. So, like I said, this week I just got my email said the card's on the way. So I'm like, by this end of this week, it will be here. So which means I can buy it.
Sweet. Yeah, I recommend it. It's fun. I've been having having good fun with it.
Oh yeah, dude. Like you said, they take like 4 hours. So like right now, you've been playing we've been talking for like 2 hours. So you could have had a half a game already over. Like.
Oh, I haven't been playing this time actually. I normally do. I just wasn't this time.
No, I get you, but just in general, like when people say like it's 3-4 hours long, I'm like it sounds long, but when you start doing stuff, it's really not. Like especially playing.
Yeah,
video
3
games,
or
like,
4 hours
Yeah,
is like a shorter one. I'd say upper end of things it can get up to like 7, but those are pretty rare. So somewhere between like 3 to 6 is probably a better way of putting it.
sure. But I'm just saying, like when you're playing games, though, you don't really actually notice. Like I'm saying, like time flies, like anything.
Yeah, and then you get the mods, and you can do some nice alternate history like Kaiser Reich, which is always fun. Which is like Germany won World War One type thing, which is probably the most interesting scenario they've got.
9 minutes ago, Iranian delegation arrives in Pakistan for U.S. talks as Lebanon and Israel to discuss ceasefire. All right, we'll see how this goes.
We shall see.
All right. Vance is there representing America.
Well, yeah, because that went great when he was with Zelensky last time, wasn't it?
I mean, Zelensky owns everybody, honestly, in this administration.
Oh fuck yeah, good.
I
Maybe he can use that to finally get some fucking weapons because he doesn't seem to be getting a whole lot of help.
I mean, I think what's her name is doing pretty well. Like the European Union, how much are they giving them?
None, because Hungary vetoed it. The $80 billion loan they were about to give them.
Oh, really?
Yes, hence why in 2 days the Hungarian election is considered so important. It's because Viktor Orban. If he goes, then that's good. But yeah, he vetoed.
I knew that Viktor Orban was like the puppet and shit. Like I knew all that, but I guess I didn't know he vetoed a big spending bill. Was this recent?
Yes, indeed. Let's see what it was. I think relatively recent. Hang on a second.
Since the start of the war, blah blah. This is 2024. I need 2026 year.
Hungary veto. Yes, March, April 2026. Viktor Orban blocked a 90 billion euro loan package for Ukraine.
Okay. It says it's supposed to happen. I don't...
Just Google Hungary veto Ukraine. I just Googled those 3 words and it gave me that.
Hungary has the polls. Blah, blah. He blocked it it's into like if all the countries in the European Union wanted it, and he said no, he gets to stop at just one person.
Yes, that is how that works.
That's wild.
I agree. I completely agree. Hence why, yeah, well, he's up for election in 2 days, and he might actually lose, so we'll see.
He's I was reading. I think he's like the 3rd longest tenured, like ruler. In the sense of like in the Western,
in the EU,
like in like non like African countries and shit, or like Europe or Middle East countries, so like European and shit. Like we got Putin's been there like 30 years. I think Viktor Orban's been there for like 22 years, 23 years.
I think he's been around since like 2003, so that would track.
23, yeah. Like I said, 03, yeah, it's like 04, 03, somewhere like that. But either way,
Yeah, I think it was 03. Don't hold me too much to that because I don't fully recall. But yeah, that is a long time. That's about our upper limit. Our longest serving prime minister was 22 years.
how
So
long was 10 years? You said was Trudeau?
yes,
Okay, because that seems kind of long too to me. I don't know what like the best middle ground would be for like how long someone should run. Because like 8 years kind of seems too short. I feel like
I mean, I think
10 almost seems long.
I don't
But I
think
kind of feel
there-
like it should be like 12 almost.
I don't think there should be like a middle ground when you're banned. I think there should just be an if you lose, you lose. If you win, you win.
You don't think someone should have a cap?
As in,
on
I
how
don't
many
think there
years?
should be a term. As in, I don't think there should be a term limit. Basically, is my
I get what you're
point.
saying. But when someone so like in that thought process, like Trump could be like a king or a dictator, right? If he just kept winning. I mean, I guess he'd be voted upon, but I mean, it's kind of like the idea of like Putin and shit, where like Putin always says he wins his election 90%, but like he doesn't.
You can assure your
Well,
own immunity when that's the case, basically.
Mm-hmm.
What I'd
That's what
say
I'm
is that
afraid of.
Vladimir Putin had term limits as well. And what did he do? He just ran as prime minister and put one of his puppets in as the president. And then everyone realized, oh, this is pointless, and just got rid of the term limits anyway.
Sure.
So, I mean, if you think term limits are going to defend a democracy, I mean, I just don't agree because the Russian Federation had a 2-term limit. It didn't matter to him.
Well, I'm saying, but I feel like they're like the exception to the rule because like how many countries do have term limits and people follow them all the time? I'm assuming like. Does the UK have term limits and shit?
No, the prime minister can run as long as they'd like.
Really?
Same as us. Most parliamentary systems don't. Germany doesn't. The UK doesn't. We don't. I don't believe Australia does. Japan does not.
Then what makes people leave? Like
Being unpopular.
nobody ever steps down though. That's what I'm saying. Like nobody ever goes, I'm a relinquish.
Yeah, they leave. Yeah, they leave because normally the party says you're dragging us down. We're 20 points behind because of you. The political party sacks you, and then replaces you with somebody else, and then typically you're just forced to go by your own party most of the time, or you lose an election, which is also the other way that people leave. Yeah, I actually don't know
I mean,
what.
technically, I mean, besides president, I don't think anybody has. Like, we don't have term limits on anything. Oh, no, I think even judges don't have term limits. I was thinking about it, but France has term limits. Mexico, Korea, technically Russia, and South Africa. So, like France has a thing where you can only be president for 10 years, and then you have to lose or get out, and then you can do it again. You can't. You can only run 2 consecutive years or terms.
Precisely. Although actually, France used to be 7 years, which I think is a bit too long to be sat in office personally.
Yeah.
In one singular term, I think 5 is a good upper limit.
Mongolia and Mexico are 6 years. It says.
One, but that's only one, to be fair.
Yeah.
And yes, most parliamentary systems don't, because I mean, why would we?
How did you?
Sometimes I feel like some time being taken for like a culture to settle, for like a regime, like whatever, like a like in like a legislative body or whatever. You know what I mean? Like a political tradition. Like if maybe perhaps if it's always a hot seat, like nothing really settles, kind of deal. And that could be bad. I don't know. Or like
See what you've got
dialogue.
Of which, sorry? Like,
just
what culture are you referring to here?
Just like the culture of a legislative body, or what are you guys talking about? Like, what are you guys talking about for term limits? Like, what are you?
Are they kind of good or bad? Like the idea of.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. Yeah, I like maybe it leads to a chaotic sort of like political tradition kind of deal, right? So like sort of culture. How do I want to say this? A certain level of sophistication erodes if you have too brief of term limits or whatever. But
not long
or
enough
the-
to
yeah.
your plan kind of thing.
yeah, but then you have people like Pelosi and whatnot that
But I
people like
guess
that
I
kinda
guess
deal
his
there,
argument
not
is
really.
they win elections, which is kind of what you want, right? If that's your party member, right?
Is that what we want though?
Not
I
necessarily.
mean,
That's
well,
kind
it's
of what
like
I'm
there's
arguing.
some balance, right? Like between winning an election and getting what's good done, right? And then there's the whole discourse over what's best for the whole or whatever, right?
I mean, you can argue all you'd want about what's good. That's the thing with politics is no one's going to fully agree. I think if you win the election, you win, and I see no real benefit to just forcing someone out who might win again. And if they're elected, they're elected. If the population doesn't want them, they can turn them away. That's the whole point of an election. That's generally my stance on the whole thing.
Okay, so
Yeah.
well, there's like what? So what is good for the world, right? So that is the only thing. Like, why else would we care about elections except for like wanting a better world rather than a shitty world, right? Like to win for what? Survival, or like I'm on their team, so then we won, so we survive. Like I don't know.
No, I'm just
We have to
arguing
have.
about. I'm just talking about the democratic nature of it. So that
Oh,
I just
okay.
consider
I got
I
you.
consider it more democratic to remove term limits because at the end of the day, well, you know what your term limit
Yeah.
is. Your term limit is
But-
losing.
Like I was like, you give them the power to sort of like establish immunity, conditions, and sort of bully out opposition, or like if you're the incumbent, you have an advantage just for being the incumbent, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, you won, so to the winner go the spoils.
So if somebody that has a superior vision that is in more agreement with the population, there's basically already a sort of a, I don't want to put it, there's a non-neutrality sort of already in place, like when it comes to two competing images due to the like incumbent advantage. So what are we doing with politics? That's the ultimate question. Like, what are we really doing? Like, progression? Is it in tandem with our increased cognitive capacities, and moral capacities, and moral knowledge? I guess. I mean, you can talk about morality all fucking day.
Well, I
Quality
guess
of life,
I guess it comes
basically,
down to
I think.
like, I guess the thing I would think about is
But
like,
then who's quality of life?
if you have no term limits, to me, I guess you keep like older people always in office, and they don't really know how to represent the younger generation, and it's really hard to get. Just for some reason, it's always harder. Like you were saying earlier, it's harder to get younger people to come out and vote than it is older people. So therefore, the older people are always going to kind of stay in power.
Okay, I'm gonna say this. It's like the same debate as hereditary rule, monarchy versus sort of like a, democracy, right? In general, right? Because you got, a family that's fucking experienced with this shit. They grow up being around it. The whole idea of ruling. They build up this whole like power mystique kind of thing, and yeah. And then we go to democracy, and now it's sort of the same deal, right? Same families sticking around if they work. There's a very Darwinian element to it. But
Okay.
you need access, because if it structurally encloses or like excludes the possibility of another competing set of ideas from entering into the public sphere, then that's when it obviously causes problems. And then I think over time, that's kind of what you see. I think not like over time with societies is, you see erosion when like parties which are not to the agreement with the working class or whatever are, they're forced out of the picture, excluded. So you see that absorbed elsewhere kind of deal.
Right.
Hereditary rule, that's where I would go. Yeah.
Okay. But no, regarding what you said, Wally, I think you were saying it's something to do with difficulty representing younger generations. What I'd say to that is, speaking as someone younger, your actions have consequences, and your inaction also has consequences. And well, if you don't show up to vote, you don't get who you want. I mean, that's just kind of how it goes. You want something to change, get up and change it. Get off your ass for 25 minutes, go down and vote.
I wish it was that
That's,
easy in the sense. I mean, I get it because I mean, I've always been a person that voted, but I mean, if you just look at all the numbers, it's just at least for sure in America, probably the same in Canada. It's just harder to get young people. I don't know why. I kind of feel like younger generation is getting more into politics now than they ever were, so maybe those numbers will increase some, which is probably a good thing in general. But
my friends certainly are. At least my peer group, which was all obviously about the same age as me, but
and that's awesome.
which is good.
Yeah,
Which gratefully. But yeah, I would basically say it's just there's nothing else to it. You got to show up and vote, otherwise you don't get what you want. You don't get to complain if you didn't do anything.
Yeah, but
That's
I guess my argument
coming
always
more-
be
I don't
like,
know.
but you're also being like in someone's complicity, they could fucking allow evilness or horrible things to happen. That like the whole fucking Trump movement, in the sense of like all the lefty people that didn't vote for Kamala because of fucking like Israel Palestine. Well, now they just caused us to have the Strait of Hormuz be closed and all this nonsense that we're
Yes,
fucking dealing with. Like,
Yes, I fully agree. They should have got off their ass and voted.
yeah,
I am in full agreement with your statement there. They should have voted. Vote and you get what you want.
I think everything's very complicated.
I mean they are
well beyond that statement.
sense.
Well
Yeah.
beyond it. Because that statement comes from a very situated perspective. It's I don't know. What do you think about social science in general and like political science? Because it's like it's a very like and then that connection to philosophy and moral philosophy. Because it's
I
like
used to be a political science student, so obviously, so I have a
yeah, no,
quite a
that's
bit
what I know
in
about
it.
you. Yeah, yeah.
I used to be, so obviously I like it. I just decided probably isn't the best sustainable career option, so I opted to make a pivot rather than
really?
lack of
Would you
rather
ever,
than lack
would
of
you have ever
anything.
thought about running for any kind of office before?
I had, but I don't live in a place that is terribly conducive to the Liberals. So I realized,
really?
unless I want to move to a very large, expensive city 7 hours away, which I can't really which I'm not really able to do due to distance and money, I figured, well, this isn't probably going to go anywhere. Probably best to sort of do something else. And the nice thing about politics is you can have an education in damn near anything, or just no education at all, and they'll probably take you. So I figured, well, let's work on something else in the meantime, and then can still sort of focus on that on occasion as well. But yes, I like political science. I think it's worthwhile to study. I'm a natural cynic, so when it comes to things like philosophy and trying to get high-minded about things, well, 2 points. One, a lot of the philosophy stuff is mostly German 19th century writers that are incredibly boring to read. Or just, it's so obtuse and full of just random.
Okay, so a lot of these are like sort of moralizations
Or
kind of deal, right? It's like, but right. So, okay, so your position, you're looking for what's sellable, right? What if?
no, I'm just
What happens?
saying
What
that
if what we need?
you didn't let
becomes
me finish,
unsellable?
Brandon.
Oh, I know. I'm just kind of getting in there, filling the gap there.
But no, because I find a lot of philosophy just on a personal level a bit boring. As well, the way I see it, the main thing to focus on is just on the ground. Most people aren't that ideological as a rule. Most people aren't that philosophical as a rule. So for the most part, I sort of see it as a bit superfluous and ancillary for the most part.
What is your view of most people? Where do you start? So what like concepts do you rub together to produce your image of people? You know what I'm saying?
Most people are just going about their life, going grocery shopping, picking their kids up from school,
Yeah, so
going to work, coming home.
Yeah, sensory surface and vectors kind of deal. Yeah, and space.
People have got their hobbies and such. At the end of the day, most people aren't terribly philosophical.
It all
They
depends
should
on
be,
where
I think they should be.
psychology like the psychological tension in society brings us. So, I mean, you're 22. You're fucking young as shit. So we don't fucking know what's gonna happen with you. Like straight up. Like
I mean,
it's
even
gonna be
us, like,
fucking
honestly,
nuts.
Like we're 30s.
Probably.
Like if you talk to people who are older, like we're young. Like it's all relative. Like that's why I was telling people because I work at the bar. Everyone's like, "You're a young buck." I'm like, "Well, my kids tell me I'm old as fuck, you know, and my fucking parents tell me I'm young as shit." So it just kind of just always depends on who you're talking to, like with the relativeness of like how much you got left. Like
I
a
also
lot of people,
don't-
a lot of people would say that me and you, Brandon, at our 30s would still have a lot to fucking we can do.
So-
you know, like.
Psychology
I
and
would also-
philosophy helps us make sense to each other. Basically, like, I think that is my main practical approach. That's how we interpret each other. Like I can kind of gauge where your territory is at in the grand scheme of like human knowledge and like the approach kind of deal, right? So then I can try to figure out, okay, how can I express my views in a way that can kind of land softly.
You don't have to gauge me. I don't demand you read my mind. I'm pretty communicative and I'm decent enough with words. You can just ask me what I think about things and I'll just
No,
tell you.
it's hard to like the whole cell approach. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah,
You don't have to
I am
understand.
openly optimistic, but also sort of like in a Platonist perspective. I'm my whole system's developing, but
Yeah. So again, I'm not some sort of like weaselly person who demands that you know what I'm thinking without telling you. You can just ask me shit. I'll just answer the question.
no, it's just
Like I'm not like that.
vibes. I'm like hypersensitive to vibes, so it's like,
Are you?
Yeah, basically,
Really
yeah.
interesting.
because that's the way I grew up, and knowing where things are escalating, like if things are just getting to the point of shouting, it's like, dude, I don't have the fucking energy to shout at people anymore. I'm just like, god damn it.
Mm.
The thing is,
Just let me have my attitude
just
without
be
being
talking about it.
my view without being a problem.
Arguing about it, like just screaming like that. Just
Yeah.
just talking about it, like, hey man, I feel like this, and boom, figure it out. You know, like
Mm-hmm. The better we can fucking talk, the better we can work this shit out, the better ideas we can have, basically.
sure.
You watch motherfuckers on TV, they're all fucking retarded. Like it's like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Most of them,
Or
are.
like,
I mean,
I
but
mean,
they're all.
I don't know how
again,
they're
it's
on
all- it's
YouTube,
all
but-
about, people are just farming clips to get fucking views and shit. Like it's not even like the way it's supposed to be. Like we don't have people just like actually arguing in good faith and shit anymore. It's all just fucking trying to
People with like
trying to
different
get you to
views, they
say
don't
something crazy, or I gotta
fucking-
say something crazy.
spend time with each other.
And then, like I said, there's no
If you wanna-
nuance. We're not allowed.
A lot of it's
anymore.
incomplete views of the whole to me, so that's where I'm always like, this is why are we getting fucking mad? None of us knows everything. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, incomplete and inaccurate views. I think that's something. I agree. I think.
All the
I think
axioms,
you.
yeah.
Yeah, I think you know a lot about that.
Hell yeah, thank you. I'm like the dude, you know.
Okay.
But phenomenology. That's where that's where I would put that's hard too. That's hard to put into like a quantifiable form, but I don't know. Philosophy's hard, and connecting it to science as far as
Well,
what
I
you
mean, the thing is,
introspect.
we haven't. It's like the unknowable. We haven't figured out the brain. Like that's like the last. Like the brain, ocean, and space are like the last three things that we got to really discover. Like,
Yeah, I'm looking at like systems theory plus psychology and semiotics, which is the science of fucking communication and fucking language, and aside from linguistics. So like, what does any particular logo or sign or word or whatever communicate, and why? Like, and what is the real referent versus the interpretation kind of deal. So plays in to poli science and like marketing and shit like that.
Yes. I was going to mention, Wally, your point about people sort of yelling a lot of the time trying to get bad clips. Go watch, what is it? Particularly Financial Times interviews. Those are always good. But as well, go look up anything by John Major if you want to hear some good perspectives from a former prime minister or former head of state who was prime minister for 7 years. He's good.
all right.
Go look up most interviews by John Major on YouTube.
What country is he from?
See, before or
Okay.
after Thatcher?
He was immediately after. Go down a bit. There's one that was a bit further down. Keep going.
Recent one or older?
It'll have. It was about a year ago, I think. It'll have him stood like. No, keep going.
Oh, I was looking
Oh
at
yeah,
the
interview. And yeah, keep scrolling. I'll recognize the thumbnail when I see it. Goodness me, it's yeah. There it is. That the one with the orange stripe on the left.
right
That
here.
one.
Yep.
Yep.
Ian Duncan Smith.
No, down. The one with the other,
I got
the
you.
one with the
Hold on.
orange stripe on the left.
God damn it, did we lose it? Fucking silly.
Keep going.
I know. Hold on.
No, you went back to before you Googled interview.
Oh, really?
Or before you went down to before you searched interview.
Okay.
Go up to the search.
Yep.
Yeah. Now go. Keep going.
Right. This one?
No, the one below it. The one below.
This one?
That one.
Democracy
Yep.
Survivor?
That's a good.
All right.
Sir
It's a very
John
good
Major
interview.
is perhaps the most
Yeah, like watch that on your free time if
of
you'd
our-
like. I like it a lot.
No, I got you. I listen to a lot of that kind of shit.
And then I linked two others in the voice chat, text chat, not the general one, but the one in the voice chat.
No,
And
yeah, I
there's
saw
two of
the
those.
NATO thing. Yeah, how crazy is that we're trying to fucking leave NATO too for no reason, even though you can't do it
Yeah.
like legally. That's what's funny about it. Like he's like, I'm gonna leave. It's like you need 60 fucking votes in the Senate to leave. You're not leaving NATO.
But yeah, those two videos are really good. I like Dominic Sandbrook. He is probably one of the most I disagree with him on a lot of things, but I think his observations on Donald Trump are pretty on point.
Is he the right guy or the left guy?
The bald guy,
Okay, gotcha.
who is the yeah, on the right.
Yep. Gotcha.
I was gonna say the bald guy with glasses, and I was like, that kind of is both of them.
All right, it's a lot of
Yeah, the one on the right with the headphones on. Yeah, those two are good, and then the John Major one I just sent you, quite excellent.
Yeah, I'll watch him for sure.
I think those two specifically, as well as the Financial Times, just as a company, I find usually puts out good YouTube interviews. They're my go-to for more complicated topics. They did a nice half-hour breakdown on Brexit and the Evergrande going bust, which was frankly very interesting to watch.
Dude,
And so yeah,
I can't believe Brexit happened. Like that's another fucking thing that's just wild. Like, why would you get out of the European Union and have all that security and all the fucking benefits of free trade and all that shit? Like, just so silly to me. It's just.
I agree.
It's the whole fucking just It's just the modern Republican or not Republican, just the right conservative movement in general.
To be fair, in the UK, it's generally just been very anti-establishment figures on both the left and the right who've been anti-Europe, in the sense that you get your slightly kooky leftists who are anti-international trade, and then you get your nationalist right-wingers who think that Britain can be a global empire again. You know, I think they're about 3,000 years too late in their thinking. But actually, it wasn't so much a right-wing only thing in the UK specifically. It was very much both edges of the wedge kind of.
Do you think so?
I don't think so. I know so. You can check the polling of people who voted for Brexit compared to go look up the Brexit vote, and more specifically, go look up the Brexit vote in the Northeast, and then go look who the Northeast votes for. That's the poll, I think, not the vote.
Oh, I was trying to look up like exit polls. Brexit voting results, or was that map? Probably.
Yeah, Brexit voting map.
So northern people are less for it, and more south. It looks like southwest, southeast. I mean,
The thing's not loading. Oh, there we go. Where was that percentage?
up here,
Yeah, go up.
40% basically up here, and this is all 50s, and the black dark area
Oh.
is 60.
Yes. So, with regards to that, if you look right in the middle of the country, and as well up in the northeast of the country, those are very, very strong labor seats. It was very much your anti-establishment figures being quite pro-Brexit. As well, if you track it, it was very much the poor parts of the country that voted for it.
Sure.
But all the wealthy areas of West London, for example, were all voting to remain.
The Remain people were mainly up north.
Well, Scotland, yes, but also in London, if you look.
Yeah, down here. Yep.
Which was London and the home counties, which are basically like 15 to 20% of the UK. That's a very important part of the country.
Yeah, it's like California to them, basically.
What percentage of the US is California by population?
So 350 million people, give or take. It's like 64 million.
California does not have 64 million people. Hang on a
I
second.
thought it did at one point.
Percentage of US population. California is 12% of the US. So a little bit smaller, but kind of, yeah. But yeah, in the UK specifically, yeah. I do find it strange though, because we've basically legally here set out the rule that you have to have a firm majority in order to secede from anything, which means that even if a province in Canada voted 52% to leave, they're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
You would not. It is a firm majority is required, and the federal government gets to set that firm majority, which, if you're not paying attention, is basically code for you're not leaving.
They project by 2040, California's going to be up to just 40.5 million. That's not that big. It's actually a small group.
Yeah.
Only 1 million more people. Huh.
Yeah, something like that. But no, I was like, the Brexit passing by 52% to 48 is just absurd to me. Like, I can't fathom making such a big decision on such a thin margin, frankly.
Yeah, I mean, but again, it goes back to where you're talking about like pure democracy, though. That's how pure democracies work, I guess, right? Like,
I don't get it though, because well, the US isn't really a pure, or the UK is not really a pure democracy, but the UK is not really either. And we, like I said, for us specifically, for example, regarding any province wanting to leave, like when we had that whole crisis in '95, we set the principle: you need a firm majority. If a province voted 52% to leave, like the UK did for Brexit, that province would leave.
What's a firm majority, though? Like, what is the definition of that?
Yeah, as I was mentioning before, the federal government gets to set what a firm majority is, which, if you're not paying attention, is code for you're not going anywhere.
I guess. You would think that should be like codified into law, though. Like, oh, like what you do, like
it is.
You have to get 60%. You have to get 60 senators to do like amendments and shit. Like, so it's a super.
Oh no, they're not. Oh, why would they ever do that when we can just move the goalposts and make sure you don't leave?
Well, honestly, you can see with America, 60% is damn near impossible to even get to. That's like you're basically at a standstill, even with a relatively low number.
This would be a public referendum, though. To be fair, but
yeah, the chances.
But yeah, basically, it's a matter of it's code for you're not leaving. Which, admittedly, I largely approve of. The US technically has the same laws after the Civil War. No state is allowed to leave, so.
And I mean, I guess technically that's the way it's, at least for America, I guess it's the way it's supposed to be, right? Like, you don't want fucking just any state being like, hey, we're our own country. Like, that really defeats.
Exactly.
I mean, that's why I'm surprised that fucking Brexit happened. Like, because I would say, like, the European Union in theory, or what we call it, they should just become like the United States. Just it's Europe, the European Union, European States of America, or whatever you want to call it. Like
European States of America.
Not America, I know. You know what I mean, though. Like fucking just the idea of like, and for me again to have a state ever go, hey man, we're just gonna leave and do this. Like that's wild to me.
I mean, yeah, I'd agree. I think it was a very foolish decision, as a lot of rather intelligent people said, and a lot of very intelligent grifters said.
I mean, yeah, like they were talking about like inflation's gone. It's just like Trump. Inflation's gone up. Fucking not deportations, but just immigrants in general have gone up and shit. It's like, oh, so everything you wanted to happen from this didn't happen, and everything that we said bad was going to happen happened. It's like literally like talking to anybody with Trump now. It's the same thing. Like, I always keep telling people, like, dude, I predicted all this shit was gonna happen. I've been telling you guys forever, like, these things are gonna happen. No, they're not, and then they happen. It's like, and you still don't trust me? Why? That makes no fucking sense. But whatever.
Yeah, the Brexiteers promised everything would be rosy, and well, that's not happening.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Admittedly, the UK is proving more resilient than I think most economists thought it would be, but it
True.
certainly could have been doing a whole lot better if it had remained.
Well, yeah, man. Like I said, they promised no fucking immigrants. They promised maximum amount of money. Just everything. It's like, yeah, what'd you expect to happen? Not that.
The idea of any developed country in the 21st century saying we will have no more immigrants is the biggest blatant lie
Or,
anyone could possibly do.
It's.
I mean, even Japan has to take in some immigrants. They're not happy about it because I mean they're probably the most xenophobic nationality on earth. But I mean, even they're like 1.7% foreign now. Oh, lots of them.
It's so fucking wild. And again, like, it's stupid on two fronts because you need them for GDP. Like, it's as simple. Like, you're having more boomers than babies, aka you have more jobs being taken away and less people to fill them. You need to fill them, or else the GDP, the whole country is going to collapse. The economy, like, it's not very hard. And just even this on a moral level, like I said, as long as they're not criminals or nothing, like, if they're just people, like, you should want good people moving into your country to make the country thrive more. Like,
No, but have you considered they might be brown?
oh yes,
We can't have that.
I know. I use that talking point. I got the ICE fucking like arrest record where they arrest everybody, right? And my favorite thing to tell people, like, all right, show me the first white person. They're like, it's not about being white or black. It's like, okay, well, show me the first white guy. And like, I think it took them to page like 22 to finally get one white person deport, or
Didn't they shoot some white person in Minnesota or something?
they shot two of them. They weren't even the people that are going
I
for.
thought it was one person. I thought it was one lady in her car. Okay.
Oh, that happened first, and then like a week later, they shot Alex Preddy on the street.
Oh, it was two separate incidents. Okay, yeah. I thought it was two people at once. Never mind. Yeah, that was. I've only heard of one of them clearly, but
You never seen the Alex Preddy?
yeah,
video?
the one in the car.
No, not the car.
Oh, okay, clearly not.
Okay.
Admittedly, I only ever see things from a lot of other places if they hit international news. So.
No, I got you. Here we go.
Oh, holy shit! Are we at the point where uncensored shootings are on YouTube?
Yep.
Live, getting back to Live Leak here.
Dude, it's fucking wild. This is a horrible
What are
angle.
we watching now?
Eventually, this could be where the cops shoot him. I don't know why they show him this angle. It says 3 angles. Here we go. Hold on. Oh, he's already dead. Hold on.
There you go.
Is this already after?
Yeah, go back because like they had the
Here we
corpse
go.
of
He
the
pushes
guy.
the
There we
chick.
go.
He pushes the chick. The dude stops, like, to defend the chick. He's like, hey, hands up. He pepper sprays with the fucking face. And then beats him up.
Yeah.
And then fucking, what? There's like, I think it was 6 or 7 ICE agents all wrapped around him. And they just fucking shoot him. Like, getting beat with a canister in the head.
I saw like 8 people there for
Yeah.
one guy.
I know. And
This is a bit
this guy
overkill.
in the gray is going to take the dude's gun away right here. And they fucking shoot him. Boom.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Here's him on the right. He's like directing the cops and stuff. Like, come on through and shit.
Yep.
This guy right here. That's him. This is like him leading up to the fucking shooting. Like I said, the cop dude shoves chick fucking like 3 times. That's when he fucking gets in between.
Okay. Fascinating de-escalation techniques being demonstrated here by your law enforcement officer.
Oh, I know, right? And then again, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on 1.
Bloody many of them. The
And then again, so again, we had MAGA. People in MAGA were defending this. And being like, it was a just shooting. He shouldn't have fucking did this and this and this and this. Like, what did he do? He had his hand up. He didn't fucking attack the officer. He didn't do shit. Yet, we have people defending it. Like, that's the thing. Like, we're at the point now. That's why my big thing is always just, we live in separate realities. Like, how can you watch that and go, anything other than that's fucked up. Like that was unjust / whatever. You know, like I don't know how people.
I mean, yeah, I would agree. I mean, I don't. I don't really know what to comment in the sense that you sort of watch it and then you think, what was the point of all that? This wasn't like, you know, this wasn't like a proven criminals who were kidnapping somebody and you
Sure.
made sure that, or they had shot at police or something, in which case, like, yeah,
Yeah.
you shoot at the police, you're gonna die. That's what happens.
Mm-hmm.
What precisely was the point? Like, why were they being so why were they escalating the situation to such an absurd degree? That feels very counterproductive, I think.
That was the problem. That's what I was trying to argue too, in the sense. But like,
I don't know if it's a rationality thing.
they just argued that
I mean,
they argued that the guy had a gun on him, which he did, but it was in his back pocket. He never grabbed it. Like I said, the cop ripped it out of his pants pocket or hip pocket before he even fucking got killed. So like, but again, they were doing that because they're pissed because people are fucking blowing whistles in their face for weeks at this point, probably now, and just being annoyed. And the guy fucking, the chick sprayed the shit or whistled in his face, and he fucking shoved her really fucking bad. That's why he got in the middle. Was like, "Hey man, leave us alone," and put his hands up. And then after that, the cop just pepper sprays him and fucking tackles him. I don't know what makes you do that. Just fucking be in a bad mood.
Showing incredible responsibility with your power, I have to say.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I was telling you earlier when I was talking about, like, I have to argue people like that are like the citizen guy. You're holding him to a higher standard than the ICE agent or the police officer, whatever. It's like, why are we in a world where we're trying to hold this guy more accountable than this guy? This guy has the badge and the gun and whatever. Like, you're supposed to put more on that guy. Like, and that's again another thing we're doing for no fucking reason. We blame citizens for doing something, even just like fractionally wrong, when it's like again with the Renee Good, the guy with the car, the chick with the car. The cops have a rule that you can't stand in front of cars. Like it's part of like the manual and shit. Like you're always supposed to stand on the side of cars so you don't get. You're not supposed to be behind it or in front of it for that reason. So like,
I was gonna say, yeah, probably just for pure safety of just don't
correct.
get your stupid ass run over.
Yes, like it's just I'm saying this. So like, we're holding the chick for some reason more accountable than the cop who should be doing the rules, right? The cop should be following the rules first. He's a cop. Like that's kind of the whole point. Like, why are we holding the citizen, either one of them, to the higher standard? Just makes no fucking sense to me.
I mean, yeah, I fully agree. I'm trying to find a clip of a police thing, because generally speaking, I'll show you a clip of how I think a police commissioner should act, even if they want to just sort of be a bit sort of we had to do what we had to do regarding a potentially violent situation. I'm going to try to pull up a clip here of someone I think who embodied that. And it's hard to find on YouTube because for some reason I only have the clips on... for some reason they're only on TikTok, so screw it. That's the link you're getting.
That's all right.
Hang on a second. Let me find the thing.
And like honestly, I'm usually like I'm not like pro cop like that, but I'm like, dude, I try to just be objective. Like sometimes cops are the right when they shoot, sometimes they're fucking not, or like it's like anything. I just try to again, it's just the pragmatism of just being like, here's the facts. If the facts say this, then I have to go that way. Like I always use the Rittenhouse case. Like I'm left leaning. However, Rittenhouse was probably just in that shooting because of the circumstances that led up to it. Like I can't be like, oh, I don't like the guy, therefore he's fucking guilty. Like no, that's not how it works. Like you just have to take the evidence how it comes, good, bad, and indifferent. Like
Yeah, here's how you handle that. I think
in the remain sense open to audit and revision and update.
The slightly sort of grim tone of it, albeit still sort of addressing the reality of it. There's your clip.
Yep.
I don't know if your browser will play it, but you can try.
I cannot. Wait.
It's just in the TikTok, or not TikTok, it's in the voice chat text thing.
Yep, I got you. Where's the volume?
Is it gonna, I have no idea if it will display on here, but...
One problem. The police had to retaliate and one suspect, the one who's lying dead here, was shot and killed, minus one problem. Permanent elimination, crime-free South Africa. In total, it's 4 suspects, 1 dead
One dead.
for good,
For
and
good?
2 alive.
Is the
3
link playing on
alive
the
under
computer there?
police arrest.
Because I'm looking at the recording and nothing's playing.
Oh no, I'm probably doing a different link. Because you're on the what my web page is link that I just clicked. Cycling here.
Oh, I see.
Some of them, 2 of them, they're still lying
Where is
here.
he from? Like Kenya or something?
South Africa.
South Africa?
The other one on the other
Yeah.
scene has been taken to the police cells. And
And I think that's the way you do it.
the
Was it?
suspect
Oh,
lost
just
it.
copy
I think
and
that's
paste.
kind of. Yeah, Fred Kikana. I think that's the way you do it. Is you don't just make it this escalatory thing. You just very plainly say, "It's like this is what happened. The suspect has been killed.
Sure.
The other people have been brought in for police questioning." You don't shy away from the fact that it happened, but you give people some degree of information, because I think that's the biggest thing. Is I don't know what the hell happened in that video you showed me. At least in this case, it's like a very sort of sober explanation of events of just this happened, da 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 da. And then now this is where events sit presently. Da da da. Have a good day. I think that's kind of the best way to do it. And I don't know why that can't be sort of followed, because this is pretty much, I'd say, the most pro law and order stance to. You'd think this sort of thing, the clip I sent you, would be exactly what they'd want, right?
Sure. I mean, yes, I will say that at least I don't know what it does like in other countries, but like right now in America, I think it's great that we have body cams on the police to verify if it was a good shoot or a bad shoot, or like you could see the lead up to it, be like, oh yeah, dude was fucking fidgeting with his hands and fucking going in his waist, and dude, like, yeah, I can see why you might be more freaked out versus just like the guy, like I said, the guy had his hands up and doing whatever. Like that guy's no threat, so like I can't even come close to justifying you using lethal force on this person. Like. So
No, exactly.
I think that's a great thing that we're forcing cops to do, because
I think as well, just the post event briefing, just so people aren't totally in the dark, I think would also be, I think, very healthy.
No, the thing is, we did at least for both of them. All the people said that these people were terrorists and fucking liberal fucking retards and shit. Like the Trump and that's why Kristi Noem part of the reason why Kristi Noem got fired is because she lied about all this shit.
I thought it was because of her husband.
No, that happened
on
right
Trans
after.
Visibility Day, or Trans Awareness Day, had the
She was fired like a week before that, or 2 weeks before that.
I know, it's great. I hate trans people. Meanwhile, like all the televangelists saying, "Be honest and don't have sex before marriage." Meanwhile, they're off hiring prostitutes and cheating on their taxes.
That's my favorite. My favorite thing is always when I tell Republicans, like, you guys all hate trans and gay people, but yet every time there's a big Republican get together, Grindr always crashes. Tell me you guys aren't.
Yeah, that happened in Wisconsin. They even added extra service support in Wisconsin, and it still went down.
I know,
which is comedic, frankly.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, dude, stop. My joke is always like, just come out, bro. Like, we will embrace you. Like, nobody here hates you. Like, just be open with yourself or with everybody. Like, nobody gives a fuck. It's 2020. Well, not nobody, but
that's why I'm glad. That's why I'm glad, given Canada's general lack of religiosity compared to the US, is even our Conservative Party just can't be bothered to keep up the fight against any sort of LGBT rights these days, which is good, I think.
Well, yeah, again, it's like anything. Let people be what they want until it, like, actually affects you. Like, now, like, you seeing, like, a trans or a gay kid in your class, that doesn't truly affect you. Now, it's like they're trying to fucking molest you or do whatever. Sure, that becomes a different case, but, like, just them being that alone is no cause to fucking hate them or try to take away their rights or whatever the fuck it is, like, it's just silly.
Also, if you let a kid in a class molest you as an adult, I think that's kind of on you. To be fair,
Well,
if you let a
kids, but either way, like, that's what I would guess. Because the big talking point, which again never really happens, is that the trans 15-year-old's gonna go in the girls' locker and fucking rape everybody because he's a boy and blah blah blah. Like, that's a talking point we hear all the time here.
Also, yeah, it's like, hey, it's an unlocked door. I could just do that anyway,
Sure.
if I particularly wanted to.
No, I already know.
That's kind of the main logical fallacy here, isn't it? It's like, There's nothing stopping that from happening now,
Already?
realistically.
Sure.
Yeah, it's like it's an unlocked door,
Well,
like a
my
public
argument always
washroom. It's
is
an
that,
unlocked
like,
door.
honestly, if this was like a real issue, it would be on Fox News every fucking day, and you never hear about it ever. So, like, this is
Oh,
probably not a
Fox
real thing.
News. Fox News does not limit itself to real issues. They're not honest enough for that.
No, I get that, but I'm just saying, like, they would, if there was like, oh, we know this trans dude raped a chick in this bathroom in Mississippi, whatever fucking state, that shit would be on every social media and all the things for a year and a half straight. They would never get
Yeah.
off topic. They'd be like, here's our proof. See, we've been telling you this is gonna happen. Here's the one. You know, again, it's just one, even if it
Singular.
was, you know, like, yeah. Just saying, like, that's how they would roll. I'm just
Yeah,
saying,
it's like,
I'm just saying,
meanwhile, hang on a second.
I'm just saying, my point
Meanwhile,
is
it's like,
that it
hang on a
never
second.
happens.
How many megachurch pastors have had their hard drives
Oh
checked
my-
recently? It's
I
like,
already know, dude. Who is it? The one Trump's fucking lead pastor who just got out of jail for like 6 months. He was a fucking
Like,
kid
Trump was a
fucker.
pastor? What the
No,
fuck?
his lead pastor, dude. Like, is Trump's pastor? What I see? Pastor out of jail. Yeah, Robert Morris. After serving 6
Let's
months
see.
for child sex abuse. But yeah,
That's it?
yeah, because I don't know how.
Oh, oh, yeah. Good on you, Texas. That's the way to do it.
Oh, I know. It was Oklahoma, technically, but same thing.
Oh, was it? Oh, sorry. I thought it said Texas up there.
It did say Texas.
No, yeah, it
but-
says
but
founder
I
founder
said-
of a Texas megachurch who
Yeah, no, he-
serving. Why is he serving in an Oklahoma jail?
because he did this in Oklahoma. So he probably had a church in Oklahoma, was getting caught up, and fucking left to Texas to get away, and then Oklahoma fucking probably called him back like, "Hey, bitch, you're getting jailed here." That'd be my guess.
Does Oklahoma have jurisdiction to arrest somebody in another state?
If the state,
See, now I'm just curious about
if the state works with him.
Now I'm
So,
just
like,
curious about the logistics.
I'm saying if Oklahoma went to Texas and goes, "Hey, man, we know this guy lives in your state and he's a criminal here. Could you extradite him?" And they'll say, "Yeah," most time. Depends on the crime. I
Extradite
suppose.
him so we can extradite him. We need to charge him
Yep.
with nothing.
Will end up being nothing. Yeah, 6 months.
Yeah,
It's
it's like
funny.
he needs to be punished.
He had a 10-year.
Sort of.
He had a 10-year sentence. He only had to serve 6 months. Usually, most people have to serve like 3 to 4 years to get.
Yeah, there you go. Good old Bible Belt.
All right. But yeah, this guy was one of Trump's fucking pastor people he respects and talks about all the time, and he's a fucking
Of course he is.
so yeah, Trump's ex-spiritual advisor. Ooh.
I refuse to believe for even a moment that Donald Trump has anything approximating such. I wonder what his actual job is. Like, what's he cashing a check for?
Who, the church guy or the Trump?
Yeah, because he's not a fucking spiritual advisor. That's obviously bullshit.
Well,
Like, wonder what his
he
actual
runs
job
a
is.
mega church, so I mean, he's like Joel Osteen, probably. Like,
Oh,
you
fuck
know, like,
right. No.
he's like one of those fucks, but he also fucks kids, which doesn't surprise me.
Weird. Yeah, that's what I assume all televangelists and megachurch pastors are up to be honest.
You know, it doesn't surprise me, and that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
you know how many? I think it was like $80 billion have been spent covering kid fucking, and that's probably even more than that. But it's just like, and then you have
See, the most unbelievable thing for me was Stephen Hawking being on the Epstein list, because I'm like, if you allow yourself to be assaulted by Stephen Hawking, that's your fault.
that's your fault.
Like, you couldn't find yourself like a stair, like a singular stair. You couldn't get a stool, stand on that. Like, I don't know. There's kind of like when I saw that name, I was like, okay, so what was he doing there? Because clearly Stephen Hawking's not there for a sex party. What the hell else would he be there for?
Well, I've been
Like,
honestly, it's less like anything. I'm guessing Jeffrey Epstein did actually do like business dealings and shit at the island. Obviously, he ran other shit too. Like, you know, like he probably did run.
Because I'm like, what else could Stephen Hawking be there for?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's
Like,
just a very
mean-
boring point of
well,
logistics.
I mean, we think we found out eventually through all the shit that Epstein is a big into science. So like the good or the bad, the eugenics or not, whatever the fuck, you know. But like if he's big into science, obviously he's going to try to be manipulating and or talking to all the top science people in the world. So
Fair enough then. Yeah, I guess. No, I just found that I just like was baffled by that because I read like Stephen Hawking and like Epstein files. And I was like, what? Doesn't work.
that is, yeah.
But,
I mean, I read about it
like
too.
how-
I just, it's kind of like, but also there's times where like you could be in the files, but like you're in the files because somebody else in the files mentioned you. So,
Yeah,
like,
that's the reason why I don't think you should just go in with a word search because it could just be
sure.
this person has a brother named this.
Sure.
That brother was not interested.
Well,
Moving
like I
on.
said, you
And then,
can-
but now
you
your
can
name's
you
in
can
there.
word search, but like you have to actually read the article or the what it's about, not
The
just
surrounding context. Yeah.
not just fucking. Oh, this guy was in it. Like, because I'm saying the best one is like Obama was in it like 8 times, and like I actually read them. Like every time Obama was mentioned in it, it's because Trump was talking shit about him in the fucking Epstein, like in the article that was in the Epstein files or something like. So it was technically Trump mentioning Obama, which made Obama be in the files, even at all. Like,
And didn't Elon Musk like try to get invited and then got turned
Yeah.
away, which is comedic,
Yeah.
I think.
it's fucking hilarious. Yeah, as he goes, I never even try to go on the island. It's fucking nasty and this. As you're fucking begging, hey, please, can you let me come hang out with you?
Which, I mean, maybe it's just me as an exceedingly boring person. I don't like taking away the human trafficking element, obviously. I don't want to have a sex party. I don't think having 30 people fucking in a room is very fun. I think
Well,
that's too many people.
I'm
in
gonna
one
guess
room.
that because he's fucking Epstein. You're rich, so you can fuck. He probably has like 28 rooms, so you probably have your own room. I guess so. Like, I don't think they're like
It's not really
necessarily
a party. It's
orgies.
really a party, though, is it?
I don't think.
Is that really a party, though?
Well, I'm saying like you party and then like when you don't do your fucking illegal fucking shit, you have your own room. It's not like
I guess. Fair enough. Yeah, I mean,
I'm just saying.
like
'cause
obviously,
we're
as
so
I said,
rich.
I just don't get the appeal of like an orgy. I just don't imagine why you'd want to fuck with like 24 other people. That's just too many people.
Yeah.
I don't know. Perhaps that's just a me thing. Perhaps I'm boring. Perhaps you disagree. I don't know, but I wouldn't
guess
do that.
I've
I
never
would-
done it, so I guess I have no. It's not for me.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. I don't see the appeal of any such thing. But no, it's a bit strange. Do you watch any listen to any comedians at all?
A lot less than I used to. I guess I used to pay attention a lot more.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I saw Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock here the last couple times they've been to Minnesota. So I mean,
Chris Rock's fun. He has such a recognizable voice.
he does. It's kind of like a it's
Dave-
like a raspy and it's a high pitch, like higher.
Yeah,
pitch
it's
and
quite
raspy.
fascinating.
It is.
I mean, yeah, Dave Chappelle is just strange. He just comes across as faintly bitter these days in a very sort of
I think
unprofessional
he's-
way.
Like I said, I think he just became like the cancel.
He's the American J.K.
cancel
Rowling.
culture is always going to be bad or horrible. Therefore, I'm going to go over the top. Like I think that's what he.
He's
kinda
the
did.
American J.K. Rowling, basically.
Yeah, I mean he's becoming one. Yeah, because like you could watch him like when he was younger. It wasn't the same. It's like a whole different version.
No, I know. I've seen his older stuff. It's good. It's and nowadays he just comes across as bitter over trans people for reasons I've frankly yet to absorb.
I think because they try to cancel him. I think that's honestly all it is. Like they try to cancel him. Therefore, he's like fuck him, and he's gonna go hard in the paint, like go extra,
Yeah.
just cause.
Have you seen the old sort of comedy podcast / radio show, which was the didn't really have a name, admittedly. It was it was with Carl Pilkington and Ricky Gervais and Stephen Merchant, who they discovered basically when the two of them were doing a radio show. You know, the two authors of the Office, basically, or the
Yeah.
producers of the British Office
Yeah.
that then got spun off into the American one.
Mm-hmm.
They discovered that their radio producer, Carl Pilkington, just doesn't get things,
Okay.
and it's just this well of unintentional comedy, and that every time he opens his mouth, he's just next level. I'm gonna pull up like a 10-second clip just to show you a thing here. And then just go watch this. It's absolutely amazing.
I mean, I
Because,
definitely fucking
like-
do like Ricky Gervais.
Yeah, go. I mean, he's not the star of the show. Let's be honest.
Okay.
He not C3, not the other one. See, here it is. Here's a 30-second clip. Go watch it. It is such a good. It's just the essence of the show really. It's like a 30-second clip of an episode. Go watch it.
Came up with a good idea.
We'll be the judge of that.
I'll do it now. It's not a good idea.
Okay.
Okay. I'm sticking my neck out here. I think this isn't going to be a good idea.
Okay.
Thoughts?
Well, I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to second that motion.
Okay, let's see. Let's see if we're both right.
See-through skin.
Absolutely, it's very.
Five, Rick.
What was that?
Oh, they just finished.
It's very much. He's just like that. He just doesn't like grasp things mentally.
Right.
And it's the funniest shit ever. And go watch it. Like his, what was the clip? Is like every sound has been used 5 times. And I just question him like, what do you mean? By who? Has used every sound. He said, no, because every sound's been used 5 times. That's why you can predict what things will sound like. It's like, by who? Who's planning this? Who is planning this? What do you mean every sound has been used 5 times? It's amazing. It's amazing. Go watch this thing. It's just I like genuinely some of the funniest content I've ever listened to. It's incredible.
That is awesome.
Are you familiar with it? I don't. Just go look up Ricky Gervais show, I think. Or you can also probably just look up Cal Pilkington. That'll be on there.
Okay, I got it right here. Boom.
Oh, there it is.
I'll always click it so I have it saved. Meow. Come on. Meow. That is funny though.
It is.
I will fucking.
It is.
They're only a year old. That's relatively new.
No. This is no. This is, if you're ever wondering, for example, why they don't Google anything, that's because they recorded this in like 2003.
Oh, really? Okay. So it's actually.
It's real. It's the animated stuff was like done separately, so that's a bit more recent. But the actual audio, which was the radio show, was like from the very early 2000s.
Okay.
It gets very noticeable when they start talking about British football news. And meanwhile, these people have been retired for like 7 years.
That is funny.
It's like, oh yeah, this person's getting traded to Arsenal. I was like, what? He's been
Like what?
out of the league since like 2017.
Right.
No, it's great. But yeah, it shows its age at times when they start talking about quote unquote recent events. And you're like, recent, is it? Okay.
Well,
But it is hilarious.
That's what I tell people. Like now, like even you're watching it kind of like, even now, like real life, but like all these Republicans that supported MAGA for like 10 years are all gonna slowly try to get away, and then like in a couple years from now, they're like, I never supported him. I never like. It's kind of like how Iraq, you know, like everybody voted for Iraq, and then when you talk to them, when 10, 15 years later, like, oh, Iraq was stupid. I never supported it. It's like, dude, you voted for it. Yes, you did support it. So like, stop trying to rewrite history. And that's what I think the modern MAGA movement's going to end up being the same thing where, like I said, a decade from now, people are like, I never fucking liked it. Like, yes, you fucking did.
To be fair, I think a lot of these Republican member, like higher ups, are so old they're all going to be dead by then in the next 10 years. So.
No, let me see here.
Well, I mean, McConnell's going to be on the way out completely.
Yes, he is. Yes.
A lot of the other senators are all getting on a bit now.
Jeez. The average age of a United States Democratic senator is 64. Oh, they're both 64 for Republican and 64 for Democrat. Wow. Because Bernie's old as fuck. The average age of independence is 81 and a half. Jeez.
The average age of what, sorry?
Average age of an independent United States senator is
I
81 and a half.
Because there's one.
There's two. He's like 82 and the other one's like 75. There's two of them.
Oh yeah, the main guy.
Yeah, that's why it's a half. But either way, I'm just saying it's funny because Bernie's old as fuck. It makes it 81, but it's still 64 is really fucking old. House of
It,
Representatives. 50. So the House of Representatives is at least 57 for both. So that's at least that's younger. But the senators are fucking old as shit. Why do we not want to change senators? That's so weird.
well, two reasons. One, age. You have to be 30 to get elected to the Senate, which is automatically just makes it a bit older.
Congress.
Whereas the representatives, it's 25 years old to be elected. The Senate, it's 30, and the president, it's 35. I don't know why those feel rather arbitrary to me, but
They definitely were.
Regardless, the fact that you can't get in at a younger age definitely means that the average is always going to be skewed a
It's gonna
bit.
be bumped up. So I mean, but I guess if you were to let's say minus 5 years, it'd be 59 to 57. I guess if you were to take away those 5 years or minus them.
Yeah, and then Chuck Grassley, Republican. You can just go scroll through the ages there. Go down. Yeah, who are the 5 oldest? 4 of which are Republicans.
Hold on, these are just right. I think it's alpha or statewide. How do we get? Oh,
No, just
5 oldest.
right there.
91. Yep. Bernie Sanders.
4 of
83.
them are Republicans.
No, two are Democrat, both independents.
Oh, I didn't know. Sorry, I didn't notice Angus King. That's
Bernie
entirely my
Sanders
mistake.
and Agnes King.
And I that's a huge gap as well, 91 to 83. But you know what's funny? I've seen Chuck Grassley. I admit, I thought he was like late 70s. He doesn't actually look 91.
Sure, but still, he's fucking 91. Get out of here. And look at
I agree.
John Ossoff. See, do you know anything about John Ossoff? A lot of people like him. They want him
He's
run
like
for president.
he's like the only member of the U.S. Senate who's faintly attractive, I think.
I just know I've been hearing a lot of people talk about a run for next president, so that he'll be 39. That would make him the youngest president, I think, ever. I think 43.
I believe the youngest president ever put to the job, like ever who became president, was Teddy Roosevelt, who was 40, but he wasn't elected because he wasn't elected. He took over after William McKinley was shot.
Yep.
But the youngest elected, I believe, was John Kennedy, who was 42.
42. Okay, I thought it was 43, but it's somewhere around there. Yeah.
It might have been 43. You could be right.
No, yeah, I'm just saying. But either way, he'd be 39, so he'd be way younger if he did make a run for it. And even Vance is going to be 42 next election.
I don't think John Ossoff should. I think you should get a decent record under your belt. I don't think you should run for one term as a senator in a swing state and then ditch. I think that's just a bad strategic decision.
However, it worked for Obama.
He wasn't in a swing state, though. You could afford to lose. You could afford to risk Illinois.
I get the swing state part, I guess, but
I would much prefer he stay around to hold on to what's it? Stick around to hold on to Georgia.
Georgia, yeah. 42.
I hate these abbreviations. Go look up the thing. Katie Britt from ALA. Is that Alabama? Is that Alaska? Who the fuck knows?
Alabama.
I know it is. It's just a shitty way of abbreviating it. Do AB like normal.
Or ALB or something like that.
ALA. ALA. That could be Alaska for all I know. Like, imagine if I just didn't know
Alaska's
enough more about this.
ALK, I think, yeah.
Anything. ALA could be either.
Sure.
It's like all the M states and how like they all have to come up with these weird versions because there's so many states beginning with M.
91. Jesus, I know. 91. Dude, he was born in 1933. That's fucking wild.
Yeah.
Like I said, my thing is always, I've been stressing this to people in general, but like if the maximum or if they have a minimum of 35 years for president, there should be a maximum of probably 70 for everything else.
No, I don't. Go watch that John Major interview and you'll see what I mean. He's the same age as Joe Biden, by the way, like a few months apart. And go listen to him. He's incredibly sharp and perfectly mentally with it. I am of the view that just because you're old doesn't mean you're mentally decrepit.
But not necessarily. But the odds of you deteriorating any minute are way higher than somebody who's 56 years old.
I mean, I guess, but that's not really how we make laws. But what if you magically die?
Well, it's not magically. It's like we know if you're 80, the odds of you get dementia or fucking something is a lot higher than someone 50. It's not even. It's not.
Well, yeah, but you don't just develop it overnight, though. I mean, it shows signs over time.
Sure, but I mean, we watched it with Biden last election or last whatever. Like his first 2 years, he was pretty good, and then the last 2 years, you literally watched it fucking deteriorate. So like,
So 4 years then.
huh?
So it took 4 years then to really get bad.
Sure, but I mean, but like, you probably shouldn't vote for guys that's a possibility. Like that shit. Like I said, I mean, there's like random like genetic shit that happens at like the 50s and 60s, but in general, you're not watching just straight dementia happening at that age.
Yeah. I mean, and even for example, for how much she's hated, I think Nancy Pelosi, for how old she is perfectly mentally with it.
Sure, I think she is too. Like in general, like yeah, but like it could be like in a month, like it just slowly.
I like that. This is all appearance of intelligence, though. That's why I think like normie shit is stupid. It's like everybody. It's all okay.
Care to define that, please, for me?
Whatever isn't based from bottom up principles, basically. So like Nietzsche had a quote: "They muddy the waters to make them seem deep." That is fully what people are navigating when in these like political like domains, is like, because it's like anything you say that could be wrong or whatever will be like taken, the wrong fucking way. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like people are already operating in like a how do I put it? Scrambled domain, right? That doesn't want clarity. It wants confusion. So it's like really, we have a system that like
I think AI
more or less
is
makes you
helping that.
stupid because of the pressure to appear smart and not wrong, right? So it's like, I would bet you we are fucking like a quarter as intelligent as we should, right? Should be.
Probably, yeah.
And yeah, like you gotta sound smart and quick and
But
be
like you
fluid,
say, people don't.
or people don't believe you because people are fucking stupid.
Well, people
and
don't humble
they think
themselves.
whatever is good has ego underneath it, right? That's how fucking stupid humans are, and that's what we all have to prevent ourselves from falling prey to, because that is basically how evil works.
Sure, I mean,
Right.
we all humble
You can go look up plenty of their more private interviews, especially post-politics interviews of leaders. They're all you can generally get a pretty good gauge of them from that. Certainly a much more honest gauge of them from that.
definitely
That's
more honest,
the
'cause they're
hardest
not
thing
running
is
for anything. Yeah, that's
evil will
Exactly.
look you straight in the eye and fucking tell you what is precisely not true, right? And that keeps their power.
Well, it's the whole Hitler thing. The
stable.
bigger the lie, the more people believe you, right? Like if we're watching.
No,
Trump,
it was repeat a lie often. It was repeat a lie often enough, and they'll believe you.
Well, that's why if you're a good guy, you gotta fucking work
that's
on the
thing.
voice
If
or
you,
whatever.
If you fight with facts, it's harder to win that battle because your facts. It's really hard to
Yep.
sway people with just evidence,
It's
like anymore. Like it's like
fucking so
people
ridiculous.
Don't want to follow evidence; they just go, "Oh, that's how I think or feel. Therefore, that's how it is." Like that's why I always think it's funny. The Ben Shapiro, like, facts over feelings, like that's all you guys do nowadays is all fucking feelings over facts. So like, what happened?
I think the reason Ben Shapiro says that is he's never made his wife feel anything for him.
Mm-hmm.
At least according to that absolutely incredible video he put out, that I think was genuinely more damaging to his reputation than any of his controversial political takes.
He's talking about where he talks about meeting his wife or like stalking her.
No, the one where he talks about not getting his wife wet and how that whole video clip.
Oh, I don't even know. I don't think I've.
The one where he reacts to Cardi B's WAP and then talks about how women's pussy shouldn't get wet. My wife's never gets wet. It's on the freaking whatever his channel name is called. Just yet. Please watch this. Please put some audio up. Please put audio up. I want to hear this.
Give me everything you got for this wet ass P word. I mean, a bucket and a mop? This sounds like there's something that is going on here that is not biologically normal. And by the way, the song is so unsexy that it frankly sounds like somebody describing what amounts to a serious condition that requires the care of a doctor. Fortunately, I know a doctor, who is my wife. And so I asked her for her medical diagnosis. And she looked at the lyrics herself. And after being kind of appalled by them, obviously, there are a few sort of giveaways here. So first of all, a bucket and a mop for this wet-ass P word. So first of all, she had to clarify whether wet-ass P word was a description of the P word or whether one of the clinical symptoms here was also diarrhea. Bring a bucket and a mop. So this suggests that there's an awful lot of, not to be too graphic, but some sort of medical discharge that's happening here. Right, a lot too much, because that's a symptom of something that is not going great.
I wouldn't even finish it, but that's funny.
I made a joke about him the other day.
It's so
Forgot
funny.
what it was.
There is a full video up on his channel somewhere, like years in the past, but it's findable if you look. But there you go. Yeah, he was just talking about how my wife, who's a doctor, said women's don't get wet. Absolutely fucking legendary post.
That's so funny.
That was
hilarious.
incredible.
And she's probably one of those people who go, "Oh, I don't like when people lick my pussy." You know why? Because you never had one do it good. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Like you just never had success. That's why you don't like it.
I know. It's so fucking funny. Like, I genuinely think that video damaged his reputation and credibility more than any of his political takes. I genuinely think that was when he stopped being taken seriously as like a pundit.
That is actually that is pretty funny. Fuck, dude.
Oh, that was great. Can you imagine getting on camera and admitting that to like millions upon millions of followers?
Yeah.
Wow, this wasn't like a hot mic. That wasn't behind the scenes. That was posted to his channel.
Like he wanted to.
That's amazing.
It is amazing. I can't believe that shit happened.
Oh, what is it? Jordan Peterson's fucking lobsters and shit. I don't even know what's going on.
The reason why I hate Jordan Peterson is because you do like, is God real? He's like, well, it depends on what you mean God is. I was like, dude, you know what the fuck I'm asking? Can you just answer the fucking question? Like, you know exactly what the fuck I mean. Like,
define real.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like that kind of shit. It's like I get why you do it. Like, if you're, but like, come on, dude. Like, I always say, like, if I ask 100 people the same question, I bet you they all give me an answer without fucking having to give me fucking 14 paragraphs of fucking prelim.
I really appreciate. Excuse me. I really appreciate the fact that when that whole like late 2010s alt-right YouTubers were all sort of flaring up.
Yep.
That one that I discovered was this one guy who I actually think was really good. I think he was basically what most sort of right of center YouTubers should do, in that he really sort of positioned himself as, you can have a right of center opinion and not be deranged. And he firmly drew a line and just sort of spent a lot of his time just sort of lobbing grenades at these people and like their really, really weird beliefs. Like the really slightly sort of not your Ben Shapiro types, but all the random sort of alt-right YouTubers that were all like arrested at these neo-Nazi rallies type thing.
Milo Yiannopoulos, whatever.
Milo Yiannopoulos, yeah, guy fired from everything because he was at, he had a party with a bunch of 15-year-olds or something.
And he's a coke and shit, so yeah.
Something like that, yeah. And like all these other more sinister people. And I liked that, and I'm really glad I found that sort of thing. I guess it helped that I'm kind of more inclined for the boring, and he was quite dull, and I just sort of preferred that to the shouty people. But I'm glad he existed. I think more people like that should exist. It's a good way to make sure people don't fall down these weird as shit pipelines.
Thing is though, like, if people go down the pipelines and they don't have nobody there to like check them, like everyone needs someone to check what they know or what they've been like. How AI, like, if you Google something, AI fucking will lead you down these rabbit holes. Like, you always need someone to fucking
AI wasn't a thing then. It was like 2018.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. But like, everyone needs you need a skeptic always with you. Be like, hey man, have you ever thought about these numbers? Or hey man, do you ever think about the science behind that? Or like, do you actually like just Google searches for a minute to make sure that it's fucking this guy's being honest or true, whatever kind of thing,
Oh yeah, all the time. Oh yeah, all the time.
But yeah, I have buddies. Like I said, my one buddy's going down all these fucking like I said, the Bolshevik Revolution was Jewish. Was the Nazis aren't that bad and shit, like the Holocaust and all. It's like, oh my god, and it's like so hard.
Cut off his internet connection, for God's sake.
But it's like,
cut off his internet.
I know, but I can't. I don't live with him. Obviously, I wish I could. But like, I try to fucking have to like. But I'm saying I always have to fucking try to have to debunk him. It's so hard because there's so many claims. Always.
You have the patience of a fucking saint, I have to say.
I try to be. I was just trying to remember. I used to think stupid too. So like, I know people can get out of it. Like I said, for me, it was just honestly the biggest thing was getting out of like religion, like being like, oh, science isn't bad. Oh, these things aren't that bad. All right, what else isn't probably that bad that I thought was? Oh, and I just kept going.
What were you raised as? What church were you raised in, if I can ask?
We're Catholic. I was Catholic.
Oh, you're Catholic, fair enough then.
So like, it wasn't like we were like science. Like we believed in the Big Bang and evolution. Like I wasn't like the worst, but still like between being raised Catholic and then like everyone in my army is all right wing. You know, science is bad, right? Global warming is not real. You know, all these things, they're not real. You know, it's like, oh, and I grew up thinking all that shit's fake. You know.
Fair enough. I'm the child of a Protestant minister, so I grew up sort of surrounded by general religious information, if nothing else.
Sure.
And I find religion fascinating, to be fair. I'm not a religious Christian anymore.
No,
but I still find like documentaries on origins of it and all the histories of schisms and things like that. Those are fun to read
I just
about.
watched like a mini video on like, so we follow like teachings of Paul Saul, and they're not the same as Jesus. Like when people say like what was the one thing, like if you ask a Christian and they go like, what does it take to become what does it take to get to heaven, and they'll say faith alone, like faith in Jesus Christ. Well, that's a Paul Saul thing. That Jesus said like you need to fucking be a good person to do these things. Like that's actually how you get to heaven, not what this guy, you know, like, so there's like a big skip. I think he broke it down. There's like 7 or 8 big things that are different teachings from what Jesus actually preached and what the church ended up preaching because of Paul wrote all of his the Romans, the Galatians, all these books of the Bible and shit. So like, even its origins is not even the same or correct.
I would say fair enough, but the main challenge is more just we don't have a great deal of practical information on Jesus and any sort of direct quotations. So it's more of there's just not a lot of stuff there from him directly. There's basically nothing. We know he absolutely existed because, I mean, the religion wouldn't be around if he hadn't existed. And I'm not the kind of and I'm not the kind of skeptic who doesn't believe he existed. I think he was absolutely a person who walked the earth at that point in time. But the issue is more just we don't actually know anything Jesus said for the most part. So anyone who says this is different to what Jesus said,
well,
I mean, not really.
According to
Mostly
the
just
Gospels, I guess it's always according to the God, because obviously we don't even know who wrote the Gospels and shit. So like, yeah, you're saying like we actually don't know, but according to what they say in the book that they wrote, they're different. Like the whole Sermon on the Mount kind of shit like that. Like, name somebody that can write a whole speech word for word, hearing it one time. Like, there's no way you can do that, right? Like anybody could. Like,
I mean, yeah. I would say in that case you just have multiple people writing it, sort of making sure to take things in turn, or just have some version of freehand.
I mean, how about Jesus is the only one that went to go meet fucking Pontius Pilate for his like pre-trial talk with him. So who the fuck was there to record what he said? It was a private conversation. I know, I'm just saying, but like, so when people go, these are the words of Jesus, whatever, it's like, well, no, it's the words of a dude saying Jesus said this. Like, you got to remember, like,
exactly,
you know, like,
which is why I sort of quibble with people that say this isn't the actual teachings of Jesus. It's like we don't really have any of those. True. That's kind of
well, that's why I guess once you said that, so I was like, well, according to the Gospels, that's what that's the best what we got. Even then, it's not true, but it's more true than not, I guess, or.
Yes, I like the early church schisms. The split between the Gnostics and the agnostics, fascinating. The
Martin Luther kind of shit.
No, the Gnostics and the agnostics, which is about 300 years following the religion's formation. The Gnostics were this. For reference, the Gnostics are all extinct. They've been eliminated firmly. They were for reference, agnostic means not knowing, and Gnostic means knowing. So the Gnostics were those who believed that via sufficient faith you could know everything. And the agnostics believed that at the end of the day we will never have all the answers. the Gnostics were also, if you go more into their beliefs, very clearly influenced by the Zoroastrians from Persia
Yep.
in a lot of ways. If you sort of get right into them, certain apocalyptic aspects of their messaging, they're gone. But I find those sorts of things fascinating. They wrote the what's it called? The Lost Book of Judas, which is sort of this faintly shrill, but nonetheless interesting critique of where the agnostic church was going, because it was more efficiently expanding and centralizing its messaging. It's fascinating. I like that sort of thing.
Gnosticism or whatever is really cool. It reminds me of Lacanian psychoanalysis in a lot of ways, and it obviously overlaps with Jung as well. And yeah,
I think anyone who claims that they can know everything is a bit of an idiot, frankly. Ironically,
it's more like it's like Tao. It's like Taoism. It's like or like Tao. Like people call it different.
I know what they
it's
are.
Like a sense of. I think it's more of a language and sort of frequency-based thing, like a sense and language thing, basically. Resonance. Dude, I don't know how to say this. It has to do with like it's like a dynamic attractor thing, and how language attracts to the whole or any particular territories of the whole. So it's a lot. But semiotics, yes. It's the only way philosophy works is with like phenomenology and applying signs basically to reality. Like everything is this or that, and then you look for leaks, basically, kind of deal. You're throwing words at reality.
Leaks in reality. Okay.
Yeah, basically. Coherence, dissonance. Like if you get a sense of, oh, that's not enough, right? Like if you're trying to sum up a system or whatever. Like, I don't know, it's basically a priori. It's abductive reasoning. Do you know what that is? Have you heard of that? That's basically what it is. Yeah. It's really not that hard. I don't know. I mean, I'm old as fuck though, so I've done like this organic intellectual thing for the longest time. So make anything make sense.
To be fair, I'm mostly referring to religious Gnosticism, not specifically anything to do with.
Well, gnosis is like a state of knowing, so it's like it relates to philosophy a lot. I mean, for me, everything relates to philosophy. It's the same structure. We're human beings in a fucking space and time or whatever, history, resources, a culture, social hierarchy, a language, knowledge, and philosophy is part of the process of producing knowledge from before we hit the experiment ground, basically. And you need fucking, math for science, and that's the closest you can get to certainty, basically. A fucking, equations with no leaks, basically.
Yeah.
You get everything fucking tight as shit, perfectly predictable.
I gotta say,
no
good
leaks.
science predicts. That's the thing. It's like good science will always make predictions, and they come true, right?
Yep. That's what we're doing. We gotta have science.
Right. But I think all the other sort of more ancient schisms, like the the Ethiopian and the Eastern Orthodox Church, not Eastern Orthodox, sorry, Ethiopian and Oriental Orthodox churches are not agreeing to the Nicene Creed and the Fourth Council of Nicaea, which means that they're sort of in this weird limbo state where they haven't rejected the Nicene Creed, so they're not heretical, but they haven't accepted it, so they're just kind of strange. Yeah, because if you reject the Nicene Creed, you are heretical, as agreed upon by everybody.
I was just reading yesterday. Ethiopian Bible has 81 books. the Catholics have 72, and then the Protestants have 66. So it's like you guys can't even agree. Like that's going with your schisms. Like there's been 3-4 schisms just even making the book itself. You know, like let alone fucking like I said with all the other ones that came up later and later and later throughout history.
Yeah, I would say that's a completely fair point. I find just sort of the religious arguments around it. I find the sort of spin-offs between Christianity and Judaism to be quite fascinating, and how Christianity sort of took a very interesting path that Judaism very much didn't. But considering they both come from a kind of similar, come from the same place, you'd have thought that Christianity would take a path more like Judaism just due to their shared origin. They never did, which is kind of fascinating. I take quite a positive view of Judaism, to be fair. I think there's something positive to be said for any religion that prides itself on constantly addressing hard questions rather than suppressing them. But I'm surprised that, the Christian church never sort of went that same direction.
Just due to, because I never really looked up like Islam in the sense of like how it started, but yeah.
Wait, what did you say you liked about Judaism? I'm interested in that.
The fact that it's primarily constructed around the concept of constantly debating and addressing hard questions rather than attempting to sort of suppress them or make them go away, which is respectable to my mind.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. What else
attempt.
do we fucking need for revision or for religion, like than for it to be revisory, kind of? You know, like that's open structures.
Yeah,
that's why. Like I like the philosophy with religion, like philosophy of religion, and then you got psychoanalysis. So like, and then pragmatism. So like, those things sort of melt together. I think that's how you make religion compatible with science. Really, like there's no reason for the universe to be like separated. You know what I mean? Along basically supernatural and natural lines. Science and religion. It's very fucking goofy. Fucking stupid species we are.
What was it you were gonna say, Wally?
I was saying I haven't really looked into like the origins of like Islam, but just doing a quick reading, like it very much reminds me of fucking Joseph Smith and the Mormons. Like literally, he just instead of a hat or whatever, he went to the fucking mountains and got a revelation and this and this and this and started saying, like, and to me, like I was gonna say, as a fucking non-religious person, to me, it just makes it just seems so wild that people go, this guy said he went to this mountain and God talked to him and nobody was there. That makes sense, and I'm gonna follow. Like, and the same thing with the Mormons and shit. Like, it's just crazy.
It's the greatest thing I've ever heard. Let's go with that.
Yeah. If given I have researched the origins of Islam, and I decided to go out of my way and read the Quran. It's remarkably short. It's like a tenth the length of the standard Bible. You can basically burn through it inside of a weekend. Now, granted, I read it when I was like 18, so I'm kind of going off half memories there. But point being, though, it very much carries the vibe of something written by one guy. You can tell it's not a collaborative work that was sort of constructed over a very long time. You can really tell, both because of its length, but also just the way it's written. The flow of the writing kind of never changes throughout it, and it's always calling back to previous sections in the book. But unlike callbacks that happen when you segment the work, where if person A writes pages 1 through 20, person B, 21 through 40, person C, 41 through 60, if person C wants to do callbacks, they usually only ever call back to their section. They don't usually call back to other people's, because it's just not in their head what someone else wrote, obviously. And that doesn't happen in it. He's calling back to the whole thing constantly, which gives off the vibe of you wrote this whole thing, hence why the words were in your head. Because you were writing this down and you thought, that reminds me of something I said previously. And as well, regarding why he was believed, I think people sort of forget he was a very wealthy and notable member of society, and would lead the Arab conquests out of Arabia to create the first caliphate. He was very much just a notable person and a very powerful member in Arabia. So regarding why people followed him, I think his religion was definitely more originally as a sort of set of laws for his sort of warring state, and then morphed into a religion later on, would be my estimation. And I think the estimation of quite a lot of people. He definitely left a more complete framework for a religion than most of the other two Abrahamic faiths, but that's kind of what it comes across as, sort of this legal framework for a warring state attempting to defeat both the Romans and the Persians, and then morphing into something else later on.
Okay. Abu Barak al-Sadi is the first male convert and the close friend of the Prophet. That's apparently the first follower. Freed slave. Because, like, were they pulling out of, like, were these Jewish people becoming Muslim in the beginning?
A whole bunch of people, really. There was a whole spread of religions in ancient Arabia. A lot of
That's what I was really trying to look at. Like,
a lot of
who were they siphoning off to make this first movement?
a little bit of everybody.
Okay.
A lot of Arab paganism was present in Arabia at the time. This strange sort of mostly moribund, almost extinct, now fully extinct brand of Messianic Judaism. Not the current Messianic Jews, but a separate one.
Yeah.
And there were some Jews there, and there were some Christians there, obviously. But I mean, it's Arabia. It's not exactly a very conducive place to a large population. There just wasn't a lot of people there generally. So people just kind of did their own thing. So yeah, pulling from a little bit of everyone.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it is fascinating to think about, like, but it's like anybody, like, it's like the Charles Mansons, it's the Trumps of today. Like, there's always that charismatic leader, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, that can siphon people from all kinds of groups. And it's just, is it just the speech? Is it,
In this case,
is it how? Is it the charisma? What's, like, the main driving force?
I'd say it's the fact that he led the Arab conquests over Persia and Rome, which I think gives you some clout.
Sure, that too.
If nothing else. You know, if you say, this is my religion, and also I just conquered the two greatest powers in the region for, 1,000 years? You know, gives you something.
Sure. I mean, I guess I'm getting to, like, more, like, it still happens. Like, we still are, like, slaves to fucking charismatic speakers and whatever, you know, like...
I mean, true. I again, in his case, as I said, I think it was different in the sense that he was a leader and a very successful conqueror.
Sure, he won.
So it wasn't
was,
just
like,
a
the first
charismatic
fucking,
speaker.
he won several battles and shit to conquer Mecca and everything. So yeah, I mean, he was actually like a
And then-
legit wartime person. So which, I mean, it's like in any war though. Like you're always your general or your top dog. People are gonna fall and ride or die to the death for that person. So that that makes sense.
Yeah, but you know, he's not a person who dodged the draft because of his bone spurs or anything. So you know, he went out and fought the battles.
Yes, he's a real one.
But yeah, I think that's, to my mind, yeah, I don't think it was originally a religion. Probably more of just a set of laws. I mean, if you read it, it's very bureaucratic. I mean, it just goes on endlessly about tax codes and like weird edge cases regarding legal systems of theft and murder and other such things. And all these strange looping cases that you can tell were just brought to him by dozens and dozens of people, just edge case after edge case that he decided to write down. And it really is a lot of that. Yeah. Which is why, yeah, I think it was definitely more of a rule book for a wartime leader.
Which, I mean, if you think about it like today's world, that'd be like their version of like a Geneva Convention, where it's like, all right, here's the rules of war / whatever, right? Follow them.
Except more for an entire society, to be fair.
Yeah. Well, that society was a wartime society. I mean, if what you're saying is true, like if he wasn't really trying to truly make a religion, but I guess I can't even say that's true because the whole thing is spread off of fucking he got a fake fucking thing from God in the mountain.
Later, boy.
Have a good one. But I'm just saying, like, it's all predicated on his his cave in Mecca where he fucking met Jesus, or not Jesus, Allah.
Can I be completely honest here? I don't believe that for a second. I think he said that and then decided to craft this thing. I think
Maybe.
personally he was just a massive cynic. I think he
very
knew
well
exactly
maybe.
what he was doing, and he knew that people would believe him if he just sort of wandered off into the wilderness for ages and then came back still as a person with clout and then got some successes under his belt that people would believe that he had received this from God. I think as a natural cynic, I think that's bullshit.
probably what happened.
And I think he knew it was bullshit. I think he made that up as well.
I think everybody well, not everybody, I guess, not everybody. I think most people know what they believe when it comes to like religious shit, like is bullshit. They just either they're grifting for it or they just turn off any of their actual critical thinking. Like again, going down to like the Mormon shit. Like if a guy said, if a guy goes to me, and goes, "Hey, I looked in my hat and I found these stones and it read this and this and this," like. How does not one skeptical part of your brain go, that sounds really, really far-fetched, and all this kind of shit,
Well, if you go through the first page of the Book of Mormon, there's like 16 people who attest that John Smith was an honest man.
Sure.
You can track down their names. Every single one of them would rebuke him a few years later. Every last one on that first page, you can find them. They either rebuked him or they died.
Yep.
But then again, it was the 19th century. I mean, everyone died at like 40. So.
But I'm just saying. But Joseph Smith was already caught being a con man like 5-10 years before that. We got arrested for it. So I mean, like we already know this guy was a shitty person. And just going with what you're saying with like him, like Muhammad probably did know it was fucking fake. He just did it for, like I said, clout and power. But the big thing, I think, the reason why it became the religion that it became is because if you say that God's on your side and then you win like 5 battles in a row, you're gonna make a lot of fucking believers.
Exactly. And like I said, as I think, generally speaking, there's things to expect from leadership that you don't necessarily expect from the layman. I don't agree with your statement that nobody believes in religion. If that were the case, there wouldn't be religious authority.
Yeah, but I
don't agree.
Authority people's know it's fake. I would think.
I do not agree. I do not agree. I think the majority of people who attend religious ceremonies, like whatever your religion's equivalent of like the regular weekly meeting is,
sure.
I think the vast majority of the people in there are very much people who believe what's being said. I don't think they would show up otherwise. The people attending, just the audience.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm talking about the people running it, though.
In that case, I'd say there's probably, to be fair, yes, there probably are more cynics. I thought you were referring to the audience.
No.
Regarding, leadership, I think there are some, but not as many as I think you're saying.
Okay.
But hard to declare.
Did somebody new join? I'm saying like the high end people. I'm saying the people are just like in the Muhammad thing. Like I'm saying, if you won 5 wars or 5 battles after this dude says God's on our side, I'm gonna be a fucking believer. But guess what? Muhammad, the guy who's running it, knows it's bullshit. He's just selling it to get a following / money, whatever the fuck the reason is. You know what I'm saying? And I think that still stems to even like modern religions. I bet most higher up Christians, Jews, whatever, probably know it's fucking fake. But only way they might not know it's fake or think it's fake is because they were like indoctrinated their whole life. But like I watch fucking religious debates all the time, dude, and I see all these people do the same talking points for like slavery and all this shit. It's like, dude, that's bullshit, right? Like, no way would you make this argument if you weren't a full-fledged or you you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to know it's fake. I guess I don't know.
I think as someone who is a cynic and falls victim to this, I think you and I both are underestimating the ability of people to just hold an ideology, even if it makes no sense. There's plenty of people who do that. I think in the case of religion and its power to genuinely command a society, I don't think it can be ignored or downplayed. So I would say in all cases, it's the majority of all members of any religion, whether they be the religious authorities or just the laymen in the audience. I would say the majority in all cases do believe in what religion they are a part of, personally.
Yeah,
Because I mean,
but
like,
the thing is, I used to.
imagine,
My thing is,
imagine.
I used to be a believer in all this shit, but like I said, for me, it was just like the sound science, and for me personally, I think the biggest thing is the telephone game. Once I discovered and found out like the earliest credit card of the Gospels and shit is 30, 40 years after the fact, and the first whole books aren't until like 230, 250 years after the fact. I just don't know how people could believe. Like, that's literally telephone, and we all know how this fucking shit goes. Like, it cannot work. It cannot be real. Like,
To be fair, I wouldn't know. But at the end of the day, if you believe in the supernatural, the idea that the word can be transmitted over such a long time is perfectly understandable.
sure, I mean, but like I said, I guess for me, like I said, personally, I used to believe in all that shit. And like I said, that was kind of the beginning straws of me fucking diving in more into it and just.
Yes, but imagine if you had a higher belief in the supernatural.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like I had a pretty fucking high belief. I used to think ghosts and shit were real. I used to think a lot of shit like that. So I mean, I had a pretty fucking.
Hmm.
Like I said, honestly,
I mean,
it started for me. It started with like it was just during like the whole COVID, like those COVID years. I started like looking into just science, and then I started looking at like atheists and religious debates, and just watching how wiggly and fucking bad faith a lot of religious arguments were. Like that started. Like I said, all these things are just like little seeds that kind of broke me free of all that thinking.
I mean, fair enough. Your lack of holding a belief is entirely your own mind, but everyone's head works differently. I find plenty of people incomprehensible. Like Brandon, for example. Actually, can I actually ask about that? What the fuck is he talking about half the time?
I don't know. He's big into philosophy and psychology, so
I can tell. Like, question: what the hell is he on about when he starts talking about it? He just says things about philosophy, and I know all the definitions of the words he's saying, but he strings them together in a way that makes no sense.
I kind of agree a lot of times. A lot of times, if I'm trying to talk to him, I'll try to fucking be like, all right, break it down like slowly, like because I think like he just reads all these words, like the big words and shit, and tries to like use them for like no reason. Like just talk like a normal person. I guarantee you, like you'll get your message out a lot easier.
Yeah, it's like I was hoping that because you sometimes sort of nod along and go, "Oh yeah, interesting," and I'm like, "Oh my goodness, you can understand him? What the fuck is he saying?"
Sometimes I just fucking let it go because it's like I don't, like I said, just sometimes it just depends. Sometimes I'll like, all right, bro, like, what do you mean by that? And then have him go down holes. But sometimes I just like, whatever, just whatever you say, bro. Like I said, the same thing. Like I know like what phenomenology and all the shit he's talking about like individually, but.
Yeah, I understand every word that comes out of his mouth. It's just he strings them together in just not a sentence.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't know what he means. And I'm like, I'm trying to get it. I don't like being just dismissive. I like to try and engage with people at the end of the day.
Sure.
But it's like, sometimes I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't know.
And I do find it faintly amusing how he continuously talks down to me for being younger than him. Meanwhile, he's had this weird outburst at me that time that he seems to have forgotten about.
I know.
I was like, yep, yeah. So you can read people's emotions, can you? Okay, well.
That and fucking.
And his
honestly, just like age is just a thing. Like, dude, I always say like, there's young bucks that are fucking old souls, and there's fucking old people that are back and forth. Like it's just how you act and respond to people. That's all that really fucking matters.
But okay, I was hoping you might know what he was saying because I didn't.
No, I didn't.
Guess not.
At that point, I was probably reading one of the fucking articles that I had up, but I was like, either whatever. It was before the Muslim one, so whatever I was reading before.
Which I think was the Gnostics.
Yeah. Either way. Ugh. All right, I think I'm about to head out. I gotta fucking work tomorrow morning.
Oh, sounds good. What bar is open in the morning? Actually, serious question.
We open at 11 a.m. It's not like super morning. Just 11 a.m.
Okay. Rightio then. Right. Have a good night.
Yeah, have a good one. Peace out.
Bye.
Nobody know what he talking about. Nobody know what he talking about. Nobody know what he talking about. But